Do not worry.
W's in the chat for Polish Pusher for gifting one Do Not Worry membership. Before we even start, folks, howdy doody, how's it going? I'm your host, Anthony, coming to you live from the heart of Lebanon in the 09. It is 8:32 p.m. this Monday evening. This is a brand new Do Not Worry stream. How's it going, everybody? I am in a state of perpetual anxiety now that I'm traveling in 2 days. I always stress out when I'm traveling, when I got a big trip coming up. And the Polish Pusher does it again. Holy shit. Jules 2005, congrats. Blue-Eyed Tatty, congratulations. Polish Pusher going crazy. Gifted 2 memberships right then and there. We very much appreciate you. Thank you so much. Auntie Tatty got it. Hope you guys are doing good. Welcome, welcome. I have a big... If you guys didn't know, I'm traveling in a couple of days. So today is my... Well, I'm doing a stream today and a stream tomorrow, my final stream. Don't even know what I'm talking about tomorrow. I just have a thumbnail ready. And a title, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking. I've been so busy. It's a big trip. I'm traveling, you know, for like over 20 days. So there's a lot of things that I need to prepare to take with me. You know, a lot of things to get done here, errands to run, things to prepare for the cats, etc., etc. So it's just stressful. It's just stressful, and still haven't even gotten into what the hell am I going to stream about while I'm in the States? I can't even see my thing. Figure everything out. We'll figure everything out. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing good. Missed you guys. Dude, I only took the weekend off, and it feels like literally taking two days off of streaming feels like I took 2 weeks. That's crazy. Have you decided the thumbnail is entirely ready for tomorrow? The whole thumbnail is good to go. I have a face. It's a salute. I'm doing one of those. Doing one of those. Today, we're going to be talking about the disastrous agreement that Lebanon has signed with Israel. Before we get to that, I'm going to be just a couple little updates here and there, little things to talk about. The primary focus of this episode is going to be the agreement that we signed with Israel. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of crazy. So we're going to be talking about that. Before we get into any of the topics for today, if you guys would like to support the channel, consider becoming a member. Let me take a second to thank some of our lovely channel members. We've got 385 channel members, folks. That's crazy. I'd like to thank you guys so much. And I want to thank members such as Mike M18, who's been a member for 13 months. Sita Down Under, who's been a member for 5 months. Big O Lamea, who's been a member for 10 months. Thank you so much. Richards2776, a member for 3 days. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Justin Watt, 2990, also a member for 3 days. Mooning Werewolves. Brown Seth Rogen, Yellow Bentines, 3 months, and Brown Seth Rogen, 4 months. Thank you guys so much. Midnight Zone, and Paz Mandur, and Lako Bas. Thank you so much. And also, lovely members in the chat like Haley D, Polish Pusher, Honk Big, Erica Stills 1984, Hidden Iron, Samsum, Eleanor Rigby, Briarleaf. Thank you guys so much. And whether you've been a member for 12 months, whether you've been a member for 1 day, whether you've been gifted a membership, whether you've been out there gifting memberships, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Members get exclusive content such as exclusive live streams or other things. Patrons also get access to exclusive content. Our beloved patrons. Let me take a second to thank our patrons. Patrons, I still need to upload the Toy Story review to Patreon. I forgot. Literally, my life is crazy. I will try to remember to do that right after the stream. Someone remind me in chat. Let me pin it, actually. Upload Patreon video. Guys, I'm putting a reminder for myself in the chat. Don't mind me. Okay, that's where my life is at the moment. I need to pin little notes for myself and a to-do list. There we go. Patrons, you'll get a lovely video after the stream. Let me thank some lovely patrons. Our God-tier patron, Ilan Mujabri, superhero patrons, Legal and Lipstick, Ezekiel B, Claudia, Khawla and Ahmad, Bibi. Blonde patrons, Katie Dede, Samar, Ahmad Salim, Matt Giersik, Kokomo, Richard Fairbanks, Marianne S, Falafel Brain, Let's Go, Anthony Jmail, and abductee patrons like DG, Joseph Ramirez, Isa Nabila, Rachel, Mother's Milk, Ink, Choki, and Jenna. Thank you guys so much. We love you. Members, you're also patrons. You're getting the new Karine and Nour were here last week and they explained themselves. They're going to be making the morning glory milking farm content that is coming. They have not allowed me to even make that content, so I'm sorry. But it's coming this month. And if they don't deliver this month, I will be reading that book myself. You can call me a liar all you want. There's only one way to find out. But you don't have to be a member. You don't have to be a patron, folks, to support the channel. Simply like the video, subscribe to the channel. We have 46 of you watching right now and only 18 likes. Like the stream. Help us make it recommended via YouTube. Leave a comment if you're watching the replay, etc., etc. Hop in the live chat. The only way to hop into the live chat is to be a subscriber. So don't just be hovering around. Subscribe, support. Also, consider subscribing to my second channel, Tino's Playroom. Now, I had promised that I was going to build this thing before I go. My beautiful Triceratops sent over from bricking.com. I don't know if I'm going to have the time, folks. I either have to start this tonight after this stream to get a chance to finish it. This is how many pieces? 1,154 pieces. Realistically, this needs 2 streams. So, if I am to finish this thing, I'm going to have to do a stream tonight and tomorrow, which is not impossible, but I can't promise because I don't want to start it and not finish it and just have it sitting here incomplete for 20 days while I'm away. So we'll figure that out. But if you guys want me to watch me build stuff like that, I do a whole lot of fun stuff on the channel. We just did a member stream reacting to Duckbricks. He updated his disgusting Lego collection, so I reacted to that for members. I just built the Lego Star Wars Cantina mushroom set with Demi. Whole bunch of stuff, folks. Whole lots of Lego builds, video games. GTA 6 be dropping. If you think I'm not going to play GTA 6 on Tino's Playroom like a crackhead, y'all are mistaken. Okay, I'm going to play GTA 6 on my own as well. I don't plan on playing the whole thing on stream, but we're going to go wild on stream. Okay, I'm going to go do some crime. You want to do some crime sprees with Anthony? You want to see Tino going nuts? Running over innocent NPCs? Then subscribe to Tino's Playroom, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go. I'm about to drink because I'm super thirsty. Anika, hello. Emma Mimosa, hello. Marina, hello. How's everybody doing? Lemon Cat, he doesn't have the Hassanabi, your brother Ali SSSS, so he should be okay. I mean, at the airport, oh, I'm definitely going to get that SSSS. Are you kidding me? I got lucky last time. Last year, we were expecting, everyone was like, Anthony, be careful. They're not going to let you in. You're going to get stopped at the airport, etc. Well, we're trying it again. We're trying it again. I'm hoping because it's the World Cup, they're going to be more lenient. Can't I lie? Like, I'm here to watch the World Cup. No accent. I'm here to watch the World Cup, sir. I can wear my USA jersey right before getting in line. You know, I'm like, hey, how's it going, sir? God, I miss being home. God, the smell of American air. God, that clean oxygen. Where's the nearest Chick-fil-A? Actually, I wouldn't even be joking about where's the nearest Chick-fil-A. I'm going to land at 6 a.m. If there's a Chick-fil-A open by 8 a.m., I'm going to grab the 12-count chicken nugget with a large waffle fry and some honey mustard sauce. Oh, yeah. Do you guys want food content? Because I can make a lot of food content while I'm in America. I can at least promise you that. Lots of food content. Yeehaw! Say you're Greek? Yeah, but like they'll see my passport. They know I'm not Greek. Hello, I'm Greek. We did not make it into this World Cup, but you know. Yeah, it's going to be stressful. I'll be fine, guys. Nothing happened last time. Nothing happened. Billy, come on. Guy, I like Chick-fil-A. I enjoy Chick-fil-A. Please, no one judge me for Chick-fil-A. And I know they're anti-gay. Well, there's nothing I could do about any of that. I'll show Guam how to do mukbangs. I'll do American mukbangs, if that's what you want. Mukbangs! Emma Mimosa says, I want Lebanon food content. I will try, guys. I will try it. When I come back, all the Lebanon food content that you want. And speaking of food content, let's get going with today's show. And by the way, Emma Mimosa, thank you for being a member for 6 months. W's in the chat for Emma Mimosa. You guys will get more Lebanon food content. Before we get into the Lebanon food content, folks, look at this. We've been talking about those popcorn buckets. It's fun starting every episode with a little bit of popcorn bucket talk. Well, look at the size of the Odyssey popcorn bucket. The Trojan horse popcorn bucket for the Odyssey has been revealed to be massive. I don't even know what to say about this anymore. We've already debated whether I should buy the Supergirl Gripper cup, and it's called Gripper, which makes it even more disgusting. The Gripper, let's see if it's more expensive now. Incognito window. eBay. So how isn't this fucking crazy? Like, can you imagine eating popcorn out of this thing? Like, Really good popcorn. And the guy sitting behind you just has like, sees this. It's like, sir, can you put your popcorn bucket down? What? I'm eating popcorn. What do you mean? I need to enter the popcorn because the popcorn, it's the stomach. You know what I mean? They did it like it's a Trojan horse, so you access the popcorn through the tummy. So unless this is sitting, like this is at least gonna be up to here. This is at least gonna be up to here. While you like, this is ridiculous. Like this is crazy. You're not supposed. What the fuck is this? At least make it practical. I get the idea. But what is this? This is pure insanity. Okay, let's see Supergirl Gripper Cup. I can't believe. Okay, I'm on a private eBay page. $62. It's gone up in price. Okay, I think they're giving me. Okay, because they don't know I'm in Lebanon, so they're giving me like international shipping prices. So I'm guessing this is gonna be. It's $48 essentially. Haley D with a $5 dono says Vosh has entered the chat. Oh my god, do not show this to Vosh. Do not show this to Vosh. Oh my god, dude, he's gonna have sex with that bucket. Talking about the accidental sex buckets, that one is Vosh's sex dream. That is disgusting. 62, so $47 located in the United States. Should we move on this, guys? Should we get the Gripper Cup? Dude, this is disgusting. $65 to $79. There's only a few left, huh? We got to move on these. Miles Murphy, hello. How many does he have? Just one? Order of origin, China. Country of origin. Run for the hills, bro. Ain't no cup worth that. I know, right? But it's just for the meme. It's the foreskin cup. It's too expensive. I could do so much with $50, you know? That's 2 burgers at Five Guys. 2 whole burgers. Okay, enough Gripper Cup. This is just insane. And this makes me wonder how big that what was it called? Disclosure Day popcorn bucket? Okay, I was already making jokes about this thing being massive. Come on, show us the picture. This thing has got to be nuts in terms of size now. At this point, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? What's the size of this thing? I got to see the scale for this thing. What is the scale? How big is this thing? I got to see this on YouTube or something. Disclosure Day popcorn bucket. Is there even like a... I just want to see someone holding it. There isn't even a fucking... There's no... Is this thing even real? It's supposed to be real. Okay, anyways. It's got to be this fucking big. Samsung says, now I missed the PG rated. Yeah, what do you mean PG rated? Tahanik, how's it going? What up? What up? Hello, folks. We got Tahanik in the house, friend of the show. Lebanese content creator, very funny. You guys have met him before. Okay. Enough of popcorn buckets. Quick GTA talk. Now, last time I talked about GTA and it being banned in Lebanon, there was it was widely known that the physical version of GTA 6 was going to simply be a box with a code inside. No disc. They were not planning on releasing discs, but there was a rumor going around that actually Rockstar is going to release a disc version in the coming months. So it's going to be, they're like trying to protect it from leaks or whatever early on, or, you know, try to get as many dollars as they can. And then a disc version will appear around the holidays. Well, apparently someone had misunderstood some kind of like internal email. And apparently no, Rockstar clarified. They have no plans for Grand Theft Auto discs to be printed, not at launch and not months after. So does that mean Grand Theft Auto 6 is never going to get a disc version? No, that's not what it means. But the only way to get this game is digitally. You want to play GTA 6? You're going to have to download the game, okay? And again, I'm not one to. I don't like digital games. Now I've bought, because I have Steam on the PC. I've bought a bunch of digital games, and on my PlayStation, I have downloaded a few games. There's a lot of games that you can only get digitally, small indie games. Like I remember Flower and stuff like that. Those games were never on disc. So I'm used to downloading some games, and so far in my experience, every game that I've downloaded comes from like a pretty major studio. So there's never been a game that I paid for that has disappeared or that I can't access anymore. But I know that it's a fear, and there's a story that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But so it's never going to be on disc. The only way to play GTA 6 is to download it. Now, I hate digital. I don't like this. This could set a dangerous precedent. Again, I think that gamers are only going to make an exception for GTA because it's the only game that can get away with this. I already told you guys, I would have paid $200. People are complaining that it's $80 and $100 for the Ultimate Edition. I would have paid $200 to play GTA. We've had 13 years to save. It's actually with inflation. Look at that. This is kind of interesting too. Look at this. Adjusting for inflation, GTA 6 is actually the most affordable game in the series. GTA 3 2001 cost $50. That would be $94 today. Vice City, that would be $92 today. San Andreas would be $87 today. GTA 4 would be $93 today. GTA 5 would be $85 today. So GTA 6 Standard Edition is actually $80. Now I know wages have not kept up with inflation. So technically, it is more expensive if your wages are stagnant. So unless you're getting a higher paycheck than you were 10 years ago, then it's going to feel more expensive, right? But I mean, technically, on an inflation level, it's actually the cheapest. But I know. Wages, all that, it's not the same. But like, I'm just trying to say, video game prices have generally remained very consistent for many years. And again, if any game is going to get away with it, with all of this shit, it's GTA. We've all been waiting. We've been waiting patiently. No one's not going to play. If you decide not to play GTA and to boycott GTA because that they're going digital only, courage to you. You are braver than me. You're a stronger person than me. You are more principled than me. My ass is going to play this fucking game. Okay? Even though they're setting some bad precedents with the digital code inside of a box, that's stupid. You know? And they're charging more. Again, if another game tries to charge me $100, I'll spit on them. I'll literally spit on. I'll find the box in a store and I'll just spit on it. You know what I'm saying? I'll send an angry email to the developers. I'm never gonna pay more than $60 or $70 now. That's the new standard for like a big game. GTA, I'm getting the $100 one. I don't give a fuck. Okay, but no one else I think can get away with this. Now, digital games, I think people are already very used to the idea of digital games. At least people that play on PC. Everybody's got Steam. Everybody's been downloading games. No one owns a fucking game anymore. No one owns anything. Console gamers have been able to like hold out, right? We're the last holdouts. I still get my PlayStations with the physical disc drive. I don't get all my consoles. I have a bunch of Blu-rays. I'm a physical media guy. I got Blu-rays. I got a bunch of shit that need a physical disc drive. My PS4 Pro has the disc drive. My PS5 has the disc drive. I don't fuck with I've downloaded a few games here and there. Most of the time they're small indie games. Like the biggest game that I ever downloaded, two of them. Last of Us Part 2 I downloaded. That was during COVID, and I was worried about not getting access to it for a while, so I downloaded that shit. And I downloaded Cyberpunk. Everything else I buy. I don't like it, but I think if other developers try it, they're gonna have a much different reaction than Rockstar. But hey, I do respect consoles. I wonder I think with PS6, I mean, honestly, now with rising RAM costs, I think this was the last generation of affordable gaming consoles, like PlayStation 5 and like that generation. Even me, I built my PC right before the RAM crisis, so I got this PC at a steal. I hope it's like future proof for like at least a couple more years, so I can enjoy some games on it. But God, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. But yeah, so GTA is not coming on disc. It ain't coming. But speaking of digital, why it sucks is, so when you buy something digitally, you don't really own the thing. You're paying for a license to access that thing, to engage with that content. As long as it's up on the server, as long as whoever sold it to you still has the license to sell you that thing. And if they don't have it anymore, if the company closes down, if they lose the license, you lose what you paid for and you don't get a refund. It's not how it works. So just a few days ago, this was on June 26th, PlayStation is deleting over 500 purchased movies from its customers' accounts, including films. And like this time, you hear of shit like that, but it's sometimes with very like obscure, like season 4 of this like random Norwegian television show got deleted off of the platform. Still sucks for those who paid for it, right? But like normally it's like it rarely happens with big titles, I feel, right? Now PlayStation is deleting over 500 purchased movies from its customers' accounts, includes films like Terminator 2, Rambo, Apocalypse Now, Hot Fuzz, and Moonlight. Comes after a licensing deal has ended. So here's another example why digital media basically fucking sucks, right? That's why it sucks. And the physical media is superior. But they're not making physical media accessible anymore. So many companies like Disney decided they're not going to be at least producing their own physical media for their own films anymore or TV shows. Stores like Best Buy no longer sell. They no longer have the Blu-ray sections or DVD sections. They discontinued those. So they're making it harder and harder for people to access physical media. It's becoming more of a niche thing for like collectors and film enthusiasts, etc. They're the ones who will go out of their way to buy the DVD. Even I, who collect Blu-rays and I've bought DVDs and Blu-rays for years, I'll be honest, I don't even buy any anymore. Just because I don't rewatch movies as much as I used to. And what can I say? So even I, who I push for physical media, I'll still buy physical video games, but like in terms of movies, I just don't rewatch movies. That's the problem. I used to rewatch the same movies over and over again, and I would want to keep them now. If it's a movie that I truly think is a masterpiece and that I would love, I'll still buy a nice collector's edition because I want to own all of my favorite movies of all time. I already own them. That's the thing. Like I already own my favorite movies. But Polish person says, I just saw Apocalypse Now for the first time. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't like Apocalypse Now. The one that I saw was the director's edition, and I thought that shit was... I didn't like it. That's all I can say. I know it's criminal to say. Kate from Canada says, going into Best Buy is so depressing. I know. Even I think Target stopped selling Blu-rays. I used to love the physical media section, but even I stopped buying that stuff. It's crazy. But because they made physical media less interesting. Back in the day when you would buy a Blu-ray, when you would buy a movie, it would come with a fucking bonus disc DVD with like hours of bonus features and making of documentaries. They stopped making that stuff. They stopped investing in the bonus content. So at that point, I'm just paying what, $25 just for like the movie. They even stopped printing those little booklets that would come inside the DVD. Like you would open it, you'd have a little booklet with the chapters, a few pictures, maybe a few fun facts about the film. They started cheaping out and just printing out like a single page ad for more DVDs. So even buying the physical media stopped feeling special. Now you have, I think, little boutique houses that print limited editions of DVDs and Blu-rays and 4K discs. And now I think it's a collector's dream. Like if you like collecting Blu-rays, I think now's the time to like find, I forget what they're called. Like there's one called Kino Lorber, I think. They make all these random interesting movies and collectible sets. Again, I'm not buying the stuff anymore. I have like my Lord of the Rings Blu-rays. I have all my Star Wars Blu-rays. I have all that sort of thing. But yeah, Apocalypse Now theatrical version is way better. I've never seen that. I've only seen the director's cut, and it fucking sucks. It was exhausting. Harley 4303 says, I really want to start collecting physical media. Honestly, now's the time. I'm glad I already have a big Blu-ray collection. I'll see while I'm in the States if there's any like really good deals on. Like I don't have Jaws. Like I would love to have the original Jaws. I would love to have the original Exorcist. There's still some classics that I really want that I don't have in my collection. Let's see how much that shit is. Amazon. Let's get an idea. How much is physical media nowadays, huh? Okay, so let's see. Jaws Blu-ray. No, why are the prices in dismiss? Yeah, no. United States. What does it say? USA. Where's the US? Come on, Djibouti. What the fuck? Where's the US? Is there a country called Jersey? Israel, oh my god. Okay, let's go Canada. It's as close as we can get. Why are they showing me the prices in fucking Lebanese, man? Okay. USD, let's go. $8 for Jaws. Like, I don't want the shitty Jaws. I want a nice Jaws. I think, I think PS5's runs as a 4K disc player, right? I think so. Is the PS5 a 4K disc player? Yeah, okay. So I can just buy the 4K at this point. $32 for a 4K? And that's ugly. Like, you see this? Like, this should come in a nice slipcover and a nice metallic case. What is it with this shitty little plastic thing? Like, Jaws is a classic, so make it feel like a classic. Make it feel like buying a nice hardcover book. Jaws 4K. And those probably exist, but they're probably expensive. So, okay, Jaws, $64. Steelbook? What? Are you kidding me? You see? You lost me. You lost me. Oh, $9? Oh, that's a DVD. What? Okay, let's see Exorcist. $13. Oh, $25 for a 4K. Yeah, 4K. I mean, okay, that's nice. For example, The Exorcist 3. I don't want that. So $25 for the 4K. But like, that's an ugly ass box, man. Give me a nice box set. Okay. Anyways, so those are the updates on GTA. It is not getting a physical release. That is disappointing. I'm still gonna buy it. I think everybody I know that wants to play it is still gonna buy it to play it. So we talked about Jonathan Majors. Disgraced Hollywood actor Jonathan Majors is making a movie for the Daily Wire, and we watched a clip of him like falling through glass during one of the film's stunts or whatever, because it's such a shitty low budget movie. That's what happens when you work with Ben Shapiro. So here's the log line for the movie he's starring in, okay, which is fucking crazy. The log line and trailer for Jonathan Majors' new film for the Daily Wire has been revealed. When radical Islamic terrorists hijack a liberal college's pro-Palestine encampment to enforce Sharia law on students. It's already amazing. I need to watch this movie. I need to watch this movie and do like a full-on reaction to this. I don't know how. A ragtag team of red-blooded students, a security guard tired of Uncle Tom smears, and I think the security guard is played by Jonathan Majors, and a Delta Force vet must arm up to save their clueless peers and keep America from surrendering to the enemy on its own soil. So again, folks, radical Islamic terrorists are going to hijack a liberal college's pro-Palestine encampment. So I love how Ben Shapiro is pretending that, like, look, we're gonna set the pro-Palestinian students as the good guys. It's a liberal college pro-Palestinian encampment. Actually, it's gonna be like, it's the source. Like, you see, it starts with being a pro-Palestine student on campus, and then it quickly ends up being Sharia law. So yeah, so they hijack a liberal college. So the whole thing. Oh my god, yeah. So the liberal college already, piece of shit, annoying students doing an encampment. They get taken over by Islamic terrorists. And they're going to enforce the Sharia law. That's what I want to see. How do they plan on enforcing Sharia law on students on campus? The Sharia law will work from here to here. From the dining hall till the physics center. From here to there, Sharia. Outside, we don't care. But within the campus, pure Sharia law. You would get, like, what is this stupidity? And again, don't forget, Daily Wire, bleeding money. Fired like 20% of their staff. No views on YouTube. No juice. No engagement. Ben Shapiro put all his eggs in the Israel basket, and now it is coming to bear. This is the fruit that it bears. Polish says, on my way to do Sharia on you guys. Exactly. Get careful, guys. You're going to get Sharia. I would love to watch this trailer.
We have a terror warning in Northern Virginia.
Oh my, look at this. There's an ISIS flag. Dude, is that an ISIS ticket? Oh my god, dude. Harper, Virginia, present day. Look at that. They're making people pray, dude. They're making all the students pray. Infidels is what it's called. Run, hide, fight, infidels. Coming soon. Daily Wire Plus. Do I have to fucking subscribe to Daily Wire Plus to watch this? Dude, this is crazy, man. But this is kind of hilarious. Quickly, we gotta stop these fucking terrorists from forcing them students to do Sharia law. They're not letting them have bacon. Ain't no college campus in America where students can't have bacon. I swear to God, there is going to be a bacon joke. I swear to God, there are going to be multiple bacon jokes. But at the very least, someone's got to say, what do you mean no bacon? They took away the bacon from the cheeseburgers? I shit you not. I'll bet you all $5. I'll bet you guys, I will watch this. I promise you I will watch this. When is it coming out? When is it? What is it called? Infidels? Run, hide, attack? Run, hide, fight, infidels. Okay. Run, hide, fight, infidels, release date. Does not have a confirmed release date, but is expected to release on the Daily Wire streaming platform this fall. Listen, when it happens, we're going to watch it. When it happens, we are going to watch it. All I can say. Looks like a great movie. I need some honey, folks. Time for the honey. But yeah, we will find that link. Don't you worry. If I'm in Lebanon, I can't even subscribe to Daily Wire if I'm here. Sharia law. Okay. We've also kind of been talking about how the insane sort of incels online, and this one they've made Supergirl their new target. They're hating on the movie. They think Millie Alcock is hideous. Anyone who likes the movie is a dumb shill, etc. Now they're just bullying people that are online that are enjoying the film. Here is a sweet autistic person just doing like a little video inside their local theater. They're dressed up as Supergirl. And this is what the tweet says. Wow. Sorry, it says, average James Gunn Supergirl fan going to the theaters this weekend. So trying to say that James Gunn fans or whoever who supports this movie is a weird freak, etc.
Go.
Hi, Jordan here with Supergirl Fan. Today I am seeing Supergirl, the fan event at Imagine Theaters in Monticello. My second home away from home. But I would like to take a second to show you the merchandise that they have. A Lobo bucket.
The infamous Lobo bucket. I mean, listen, this is wholesome video. This person's wearing their Supergirl costume. They're just happy to watch the fucking movie. Okay? None of these people are my family. Okay? I spent a lot of time working at GameStop. I spent a lot of time walking convention floors in America. I spent a lot of time surrounded by nerds and passionate people. Okay? I don't like it when somebody goes after my own, except Eric Butts. The Eric Butts, I don't care what anyone says. I will go after the Eric Butts. But, like, leave people alone, man.
A silhouette bucket. There is yellow and red for whatever suits your taste. But anyway, hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Bye.
Go.
Was that not like the most innocent video? Like, what? It's just going over the, hey, I'm here to see Supergirl. Here's some buckets. Here's some popcorn buckets. And I think, if you look at some of the comments, bro, again, like, the internet is so fucking cooked. Germania says, freak. Freak. Look at that. Someone experiencing joy over something they love is foreign to you. At least I love that people are defending. Oh my God. And you look like a Swedish, I'm not going to read that word, at the end of a long night. Jesus Christ. Homie, so cool. I almost like the hate tweet. There you go. At least you got some nice people hopping in there being fucking sweet about it. And it got quote tweeted and fucking ratio to shit by Doctor Who Positivity says, wow, this person was excited to go and watch the film. The fact that you choose to post this to bully and mock showcases what a horrible person you are, Lauren. And awesome, look at that. Fluffy, the person in the video, commented, look at that. Says, hi, the person in the video is me. And then you go to Fluffy's account. I beat Halo 2 on custom lasso. I've been at a job that employs disabled adults like myself since 2012. Autistic. Like, they're literally going after, like, sweet autistic people that are just happy to, look at that. They're just happy to share their passions. I don't know. Just fuck people. And I'm not even going to watch the Supergirl movie. It looks fucking bad. Like, I don't even want to watch it. Not because I don't like the main character as a woman. I just, at this point, I'm very picky about the superhero movies that I want to watch because I feel like there's just too much of it, and I feel like it's not a theater-worthy movie. I feel like I'll watch it when it's on streaming or something in the comfort of my own home. I'm not going to rush to the movies to watch Supergirl. I've heard that it's not good. I've read very mixed reviews, so unless something gets like a seal of approval, then I'm not going to go watch it. So, but like, what a sweet person. What a sweet person. Like, it just made me sad. It honestly just made me sad watching this. You know what I'm saying? Like, the internet has gone out of control. People are just being mean for no fucking reason. Haley says, if I saw any of these fuckers in person, they would lose their wigs. I will catch a charge. This actually makes me angry. No, it makes me angry too because, like, it's already hard for some people to put themselves out there on social media. And if they struggle with some kind of disability, it's already very challenging, and it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there, and, you know, you're making yourself vulnerable to the people. So when people choose to just attack you for liking a fucking movie, like, I wish they said something wrong. I wish they said something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love Israel. Then, yeah, go to fucking town. Speaking of loving Israel, by the way. We did a tier list a couple days ago. Myself, Nour, and Karine, and Nadim. Ranking football teams. Now, it was an insanely inconsistent ranking. We were ranking based on vibes, Zionism. What do we think personally? Personal trauma caused by these countries / teams to our lives. So, very subjective, crazy list. You can go back and watch it. It's a good time, us arguing and shit. But we talked about Norway and their star player, Erling Haaland. Right? Everybody loved Erling Haaland. This dude. Going viral memes. Everybody loves him. He's the new favorite, right? New football superstar. Well, I don't mean to put the brakes on that or your love affair with Haaland, but Israeli former hostage Omer Shemtov gets a phone call from Norwegian Man City footballer Erling Haaland. Beautiful from Haaland. Respect for him has gone way up in my book. So here he is calling an Israeli hostage.
How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling me. Thank you.
No problem. We want to say hi. Everything going good with you today?
Amazing.
No problem. I love calling you. I love Israel. I hate the Palestinians. I mean, look, you got to think it's a big old Norwegian white guy. They dressed up as Vikings. What did we expect? And didn't I say in the ranking, I'm like, aren't they all kind of racist? I was like, they're pretty racist, aren't they? Everybody was like, no, but they're great. He's funny. Look at their photo shoot. And they won me over with their fucking photo shoot. Look at this. All it takes is one little phone call.
Amazing. Thank God. I really appreciate what you're doing, and I really like you, Haaland, and how you play. You're amazing. And
thank you.
It's amazing. I'm so excited to.
When you say hi, yeah. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for.
That's just fucked. Like, he just honestly, like, whatever aura points he had, whatever the fuck, it's all gone now. Disgusting. Like, it's just you know. Ragnella Godont says, hell no. I agree. Hell no. Hell fucking no.
Calling me. Thank you.
No problem. We want to say hi. Everything going good with you today?
Amazing. Thank God. I really appreciate what you're doing, and I really like you, Haaland, and how you play. You're amazing. And
thank you.
It's amazing. I'm so excited to.
He should be glazing you. Weren't you the hostage? Anyways. Hermio says, speaking of loving Israel, Do Not Worry podcast, did you see the Bialik pretending she almost got hate crimed by a fan? Look, hello. Hermio. Hello. Don't you know your brother? Literally the next story. Literally the next tweet is our girl Mayim Bialik. I got you guys. We're on the same page, guys. We're on the same page. So let's listen to Blossom, aka Mayim Bialik. opens up about the fear and anti-Semitism that she and so many Jews experienced after October the 7th. This is, again, exactly what Ethan Klein has been saying, this kind of sentiment where Jews in America all of a sudden were like, well, we're going to get genocided. It's like, you're committing a genocide. You're killing Palestinians right now. And they made it all about themselves and them being afraid. I was afraid to go to the grocery store. It's like, lady, Blossom, calm down, cool it, Blossom.
I had people approach me wearing Zionism is racism shirts in a parking lot not far from here at my favorite vegan joint with my children. And the thought occurred to me, what are my kids about to witness? When October 7th.
Yawn, oh my God, dude. I was going to my favorite vegan joint and they were wearing a t-shirt saying Zionism is terrorism. Well, they're not wrong. Why are you offended? Shouldn't you be like, hey, love your shirt, high five? If you're not a Zionist, why does a t-shirt that says Zionism is terrorism, why does that upset you? Shouldn't you be like, fuck yeah, high five, man? You know? If I see someone wearing like, okay, I'm not religious Christian, but if someone's wearing like a t-shirt that says Catholics are fucking psychos, extreme right-wing Christians are psychos, I'll be like, hey, if I were a practicing Christian, I would be like a chill Catholic. I'm not going to be like an extreme right-wing fucking nut job. So I'm not going to be offended, right? Why are you so afraid? What scares you?
Happened, it just magnified. And it was actually Sacha Baron Cohen who said, we're about to see the largest campaign of anti-Semitism we've ever seen in history. And I was like, what's he talking about? That's what happened. I was afraid like a lot of public Jews were afraid. I didn't know what I was going to find when I opened the gate.
Of course, Sacha Baron Cohen. Borat. God, I used to love Borat, man. Yak Shamash. My name is Borat.
That's what happened. I was afraid like a lot of public Jews were afraid. I didn't know what I was going to find when I opened the gate to my house. I don't live in an expensive gate.
What are you going to find? What are you going to find? Unless you're not, like, unless, like, do you go out of your way to support Israel? Do you constantly talk about how you much love Israel? Unless you're a piece of shit, genocide supporting nutjob Zionist, you shouldn't be worried about what people are going to tell you in the street. But if you're out there on TV or on social media praising Israel, praising Netanyahu, praising Yoav Galan, we love... keep the Palestinians in Gaza. We got to do, if you and Amy Schumer, all those fucking celebrities who publicly, and Deborah Messing want to publicly support Israel, if someone sees you walking down the street and wants to call you a piece of shit, yeah, hello, sahla, I'm sorry. You fucking deserve it. You want to be a fucking psychopath? What am I going to, you're not going to, what are you going to find in front of your house?
Community.
Haley, public Jews. I'm a public Jew. Like Jewish celebrities, I guess. Anyone who's publicly known to be Jewish, they're about to be harassed and attacked for simply being Jewish.
I live in a place where people can see me walking. I did not know what my children would experience. And when I saw what started happening to Jewish leaders, when I still see it, of course, many of us wondered, am I next? I had people...
What happened to Jewish leaders? What happened to them?
Children would experience. And when I saw what started happening to Jewish leaders, when I still see it, of course, many of us wondered, am I next?
What happened? What Jewish leaders is she talking about? Did someone get yoked? Are Jewish leaders getting shot in the head all over the world? What is happening? I know of Arab leaders getting killed, Muslim leaders getting killed. They're getting butchered every single day. Sure about the military leaders, militia heads, business owners, all sorts of Arabs are dropping like flies. What's happening to Jewish leaders? Please, someone enlighten me.
I had people approach me wearing Zionism is racism shirts in a parking lot not far from here at my favorite vegan joint with my children. And the thought occurred to me.
How can I make this about myself? What, it's over?
I had people approach me wearing Zionism is racism shirts in a parking lot not far from here at my favorite vegan joint with my children. And the thought occurred to me.
The FP second thought. Let's watch more of this. I'm curious. But yeah, this is her children's book that she wrote, I believe. Or co-wrote. I mean, it says Roman Sandler at the bottom. But this is a frightening photo that I love. Okay, why is it not loading? Why are you embarrassing me? Here it is. Under the rocket's glow. Shira's journeys to courage. Baby's first genocide. Dude, this is, God, such a classic photo. Okay, fuck. What was the fucking podcast called that we said? I forgot what it was called. The FP Second Thought. IDF dropped a new video. The FP Second Thought. God, I hate these fucking boring ass interview shows, man. Okay, which one is it? This one? Where's the Bialik one? 7.5K views? You better have chapters, lady.
I have to tell this to makeup artists.
What?
I have to say to them,
Lady!
just so you know, I don't have any filler and I don't have any Botox. This is a normal face.
So
This podcast opportunity was promised to her 3,000 years ago. Okay. Few public figures had resumes. Come on, man. Give us.
accordingly.
The lines are going to pick up.
That you get such a high after you do it? Like, what drew you to it if it wasn't like, I'm born to be in front of the camera?
Oh, there's many choices. You know, I usually describe
42 minutes. Let's go. Favorite vegan joint. That's what I used to search. Vegan joint. I should have written public Jews.
far from here at my favorite vegan joint with my children. And the thought occurred to me, what are my kids about to witness? Like a big dude coming up to me as I'm getting into my car. What is happening?
What do you say?
That's terrifying. Oh, that's Mayim Bialik. And I said, get in the car. But I'm like, I have like a chill right now
Yeah, it's
going up the
terrifying.
side
It's
of my head
terrifying.
because like whatever we
It's terrifying, of course. Of course. A man who's pro-Palestine coming towards you?
believe, we don't approach people in public parking lots, right? Like with a
You don't
with a
intimidate
counted,
people.
oh, a grown man approaching a 5'4" like mom, like what? You don't even know anything. You actually don't know. You don't know anything about me. And my sons would say to me, "Well, when's the last time you posted that you care about Palestinians?" I said, "I could tattoo it on my face. There's going to be people who don't care. Like I don't understand."
That you care about Palestinians? That's not going to be, if you're out there being like, Israel has to exist, you can't tell me, but I care about Palestinians too. No. You only care about Palestinians if you ask for a one-state solution. It is the only way. If you tell me that you care about Palestinians, but you know, the status quo is okay, and it needs to be a Jewish majority, and silence, woman, silence. We don't need to hear this.
And the world we're living in, it's so crazy. That's what it felt like, you know?
Did you feel like, why am I the only Jewish entertainer standing up? I don't know another way to put it.
No, because there are many others. There were many others. You know, Deborah Messing led the charge. You know,
Oh my God, dude. Nightmare blunt rotation. Her, Deborah Messing, and Amy Schumer.
for so many of us. But I mean, Jerry Seinfeld and his wife.
Jerry Seinfeld, who infamously said Palestine doesn't exist. Like, hey Jerry, can we get a free Palestine? It doesn't exist. These are the devils. These are the devils that stand for Israel. There's no other way to say it. Devils, shayateen, you piece of shit demon.
Oh, Gal Gadot. I mean, she had a really, really rough go also as an Israeli. No, there were those of us, you know, and I remember when Amy Schumer, you know, got taken to task and I was like, fuck, they got her, you know, like, no, I know exactly why people don't speak up. And when Ben Stiller wrote that beautiful piece in Time magazine, why wasn't that on everybody's tongue? He wrote a beautiful piece saying, you cannot attack secular Jews. You cannot hunt Jews down in the name of what the government of Israel is doing. Many of us don't agree with the policies.
Who the fuck is hunting Jews down? There's only one person. Oh, look at perfect pause. There's only one side doing the hunting, lady, and it's Israel. Israel is hunting down Palestinians, Lebanese people, Iranians, Yemenis, Syrians, Iraqis, Shumabedik. They're Arab, they're brown, they're Muslim. They're getting hunted down by the Israelis. You're fine. You're safe, you fucking Hollywood celebrity walking around California. I'm being hunted down. Bro.
Of many countries around the world, we don't go attacking civilians in other places who share that religious, ethnic, spiritual.
Yeah, I think there's only one side attacking civilians. They're actually like butchering them. Like, oh, khalas, bro. The way these people want to self-center this whole thing around them. You're a Jewish person in Los Angeles. You're a rich actress living in Los Angeles, California, recording a fucking podcast in a cozy little studio. Stop comparing yourself or stop pretending to be a victim.
Historical identity. And like, that was fucking brave. That was so brave.
Like, if I was you, I might have the thought of like, I have entertained you people for my entire life. And you're like, you know, intimidating me.
Fuck this host, by the way. Who the fuck are you, dumbass?
In a parking lot? Is there any element of you? It's like,
no.
I was like dancing for you this whole time.
No, because Jew. Because my grandparents always said it didn't matter what country I lived in. I was Jew.
Of course, it doesn't matter because Jew. I'm a Jew. It doesn't matter. I'm so happy. The rest of the world sees right through this bullshit now. It's not just us Arabs being like, can't trust Israelis, can't trust Zionists. There's something wrong with that country and its supporters. There you go. You all see it. It's right there.
Like, and that's kind of what it feels like. It doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't. None of us have been exempt. And there's a category of Jews, and I understand them too, who have said, I'm going to take it all on. It's our fault.
Yeah.
We're the enemy. Like, yes, give it to me. And guess what? You'll be sent the same way to the same place. You will. And like, if you think that throwing out that white flag will save you, you have another thing coming. Because no one cares that I'm a bleeding heart liberal. No one cares that I mean, I shouldn't say no one. That's not fair.
Yeah. Bleeding heart liberal, lady, bleeding heart liberal doesn't mean shit. You being a bleeding heart liberal means you support the war in Iran because you want to liberate the Iranians. Being a liberal means shit. This is just, again, this is literally Ethan Klein talk. She and Ethan Klein should link up. New podcast co-host.
Plenty of people do not care.
Yeah.
I support gay rights. I should be allowed. I've supported gay rights and Black Lives Matter long enough. I should be allowed to support one genocide. Do I not get one genocide? I've been a liberal white lady my whole life. Okay? I've supported the gays, the blacks, the immigrants. I've even supported the trans. Now, let me support one religious ethno-state. Do I not get one religious ethno-state for my trouble? Do I not get that?
I cry for Palestinian children when they are killed. Plenty of people don't care because Jew. And that's...
I cry when Palestinian kids are murdered. I cry, then go about my day. Great, you cry. Thank you for your tears. We will cheers your tears together. People are saying send her to Matt Lieb. Should we? Matt Lieb would try it. I don't think Matt Lieb, not even Matt Lieb can get to her. Bro, we got Brittany Simon in chat. Let's go. Brittany says stop. They're going to collab now. If you're talking about Ethan and her, I really, genuinely, that would be terrifying. Shout out to Brittany, my Assyrian cousin in chat.
When they are killed. Plenty of people don't care because Jew. And that's a sad statement on where we are.
And then when they're saying, Mayim Bialik is a Zionist, what they're really saying is, Mayim Bialik's a dirty Jew.
Correct. It's like, it's...
There we go. There we go. Conflate them even more. Well, why don't you conflate Zionism and the Judaism even more?
Used like she's a Nazi or a racist, right? And I at one point clarified that for the Facebook audience, right? To like the 16 million people that I can reach, right? Guess what? Zionism is and I defined it like we were taught to define it. Little did I know people were laughing in my face because they have their own definition.
Is there something about...
Like we were taught to define it. Do you understand the statement you just made right now? We were taught to define Zionism like this. That, okay, do you mind questioning? How about you question what you were taught, why you were taught, who taught you that, when they taught you that, under what context you were taught that? This is the time for self-reflection. This is the time where you have to look inward because, in your words, I'm not even going to fucking say it.
million people that I can reach, right? Guess what? Zionism is and I defined it like we were taught to define it. Little did I know people were laughing in my face because they have their own definition.
There's only one definition for Zionism. That's it. Supporting a Jewish majority state and doing whatever you have to do to keep that Jewish majority in that state. That is Zionism. The belief that there needs to be a Jewish homeland. And we have to defend this homeland and do whatever it takes to protect and keep this homeland. That is Zionism. That means you believe you're a Nazi. Fucking Blossom.
Is there something about being told you are a bad person on a mass scale? Like, what does that feel like? I mean, it's happened to me, but it's like, what does it feel like to be like bad? You are bad. Like at a certain point, are you just like, oh, you're all lying, and the people who are close to me in my life know my heart, and therefore I don't care about you?
I feel like it says more.
I can't listen to this anymore. White, liberal, rich lady. You know what I'm saying? Under the rocket's glow, Shira's journey to courage by Roman Sandler. Speaking of nutty Israelis, an IDF soldier returning from war to his children. You can't watch this without crying. People say people are dragging him for walking in with his finger on the trigger, but you have to understand that he's trained to do that when he sees children. Let's see. Let's all cry together. IDF father reunited with his kids. I'm not losing my monetization over this. Papa, did you kill many children today? Yes, Yidzi. Oh, my little Shira. Little gal. Wait, let me see his finger on the trigger. Dude, literally, ready to shoot someone. Don't you just... This looks... Why does this feel AI? This feels like AI, dude. Oh. This is so messed up. Why did he walk in with a fucking gun, dude? Why did he walk in with a rifle? It's your fucking family. Do you think there's like a threat inside that needs to be, you know, neutralized? Just in case, honey. You know, I have the gun. We have to scare the kids. So... The homosexual... This is interesting. Harley Morenstein? The fuck is this? So 2 days ago, Ethan Klein's employee Harley Morenstein posted this video of himself repping anti-Semite Nick Fuentes merch celebrating pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Ethan's community are dismissing it as a joke, but I'll remind you, Harley is friends with anti-Semite and pedophile Sam Hyde. So here's the photo. He likes homosexual man. He's a... Bam. So this is the sweater in question. So this is, if I understand correctly, Nick Fuentes merch that he made in honor of Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. Does anyone find this funny? So H3 podcast host Harley Morenstein, Epic Mealtime, appears to wear neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes' line of clothing that pays homage to Jeffrey Epstein, ostensibly seemingly using the countless victims of child rape and sex trafficking for a punchline is fucking disgusting. I mean, what do you expect from people that use go to Gaza? Or why don't you just go to Lebanon? Go to Lebanon, Hassan. Go to Gaza. People that make fun of these things aren't going to give a shit. You know, when you use a genocide as a punchline or ethnic cleansing as a punchline, are rape victims, is that much of a stretch? Essentially. So Nick Fuentes brags about selling an Epstein-inspired quarter zip. So this is the... So, I mean, he's not only so... I mean, he's supporting two people, two horrendous people while doing this. He's supporting Nick Fuentes, who's a neo-Nazi, right? By purchasing this sweater from him. So, A, he supported neo-Nazis. Check. And this is an homage to Jeffrey Epstein. So, pedophile, check. Imagine walking around and literally wearing this, like, even if it's ironically, bro. I'm sorry, like, this is representing the worst fucking things of all time. People died, like, people committed suicide. Victims of Jeffrey Epstein's. What are we doing here, man? Like, is it... I get making edgy jokes, and I get being controversial sometimes, and, like, you know what I'm saying, having some fun with it. I get it. Okay, everybody tries to push the envelope from time to time, and you'll make the occasional edgy joke. Wearing Epstein / Nick Fuentes merch. I just think that's like, you genuinely like this stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? You genuinely, I think, like this stuff. It's insane. Like, what the fuck, man? And Nick Fuentes, like, just anti-everything. Anti-LGBT. Like, literally everything. Everything. Even though he himself, obviously, is gay. But why are you gay? Anyways, just like, there's nothing to say about this. If he thought this is funny, well, you know, it's merch, it's a sweater, it's funny, you know, Nick Fuentes, Epstein, lol. It's like, it's not funny, dude. They raped little girls. You know, we can make jokes out of certain things from time to time, but like raping, molesting, pedophilia, Epstein Island, all that sort of thing. Like, you don't wear that as a sweater. You don't walk around wearing that fucking thing and like posing with it proudly, you know? Jesse, thank you. Happy Pride Month, Tino. Happy Pride Month. You devils, you damn dirty devils. So, just, you know, to say that it's in poor taste would be the understatement of the year, but yeah. Okay, what else we got? Okay, so speaking of Zionists, we got some more. Really quickly, Deborah Messing, who just got a shout out from Miriam Bialik. Retired actress Deborah Messing is attempting to have Hassan Piker arrested for threatening to support a primary challenger against Republican Richie Torres in 2020. Is this real?
Richie Torres, I know you won tonight. I didn't even look at your race. You probably won, you piece of shit. Remember, I was coming for you, but you got lucky this time. But I'll see you in 2. I'll see you in 2, motherfucker. I know you...
So she says threats against a government official is against the law. FBI, New York Division, NYPD, DPC, do your job. Is this real? Is this real?
Stop talking shit. I know you stopped talking about Israel, Richie Torres. What happened? I'll see you in 2 years, motherfucker. Just wait. Richie, I'm coming for you, Richie. I'm coming for you too.
This is our city.
You think shit is sweet? Sit on that fucking seat for the next 2 years. I'll see you in 2, Richie. I hope you remember that. Every day, every time there's a decision that you can make where you are pro-Israel, I hope you remember. You got 2 more years, motherfucker. 2 more.
Sounds kind of fun, you know? Deborah Messing, chill the fuck out, lady. Anyways, fucking insane, insane. Zionist brain. Snark brain, Zionist brain. This is crazy. I just saw this in a random tweet. Not sure how accurate this is, but I'm going to assume it's true. Hamad Al-Kurd tweeted. By the way, there's going to be a lot of reading today. There's a lot of long things I got to read for the Lebanon thing, so be patient with me. And I'm also going to do a snack break before we jump into the Lebanon news. Okay, I'm going to have a chocolate croissant. Hamad Al-Kurd says, new, the board of directors at the Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ. So the board of directors of the Committee to Protect Journalists, it's called, will formally change its definition of who qualifies as a journalist to broadly exclude slain Palestinian and Lebanese journalists who worked for government-funded media outlets. Israeli, American, and Ukrainian journalists who work for state-funded outlets are embedded with the military will remain recognized as journalists, of course. The move was catalyzed to appease the right-wing Zionist rag, the Free Beacon, which has repeatedly accused Palestinian and Lebanese journalists of being undercover militants or use their political opinions or affiliations as justification for their killing by the IOF. This is a racist scandal of massive proportions for everyone involved, and it makes a mockery of the purported mission of the organization. It is absolutely abhorrent that the organization's resources are wasted on this cowardly witch hunt at a moment in history that is the deadliest for journalists, and especially in Palestine and Lebanon. So the Committee to Protect Journalists has literally just decided to make Lebanese and Palestinian journalists even more of a target by claiming that any Lebanese or Palestinian journalist that works for a government-affiliated media corporation is not really a journalist. Isn't that fucked up? Isn't that fucked up? I gotta find something on YouTube about that. That is literally fucking insane. They're just excusing away, signing away every single murder that Israel has just done. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything about this. No one's gonna fucking cover this. Upload this week. Let's try to Google that shit, bruv. I'm telling you, no one's gonna cover this. News. Yep, Middle East Monitor. Press Freedom Group changes. So Press Freedom Group changes definition of journalist as Israel sets record for reporters killed. With Israel's genocide on Gaza killing more journalists than any other modern conflict, the Committee to Protect Journalists has come under fire over who it counts as a journalist. The prominent Press Freedom Group is reviewing its database of slain Palestinian media workers months after whistleblowers accused it of scrapping its global impunity index because Israel was expected to rank first. These motherfucking corrupt institutions, dude. They're conducting a full review of its database of journalists killed during Israel's war on Gaza. The New York-based group, okay, that makes a lot of sense, claimed that Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad published obituaries identifying as combatants individuals previously listed by CPJ as journalists. The organization said the current total of journalists and media workers killed by Israel in Gaza and in Israeli detention centers since October 7th stands at 209. So this is the same tweet that we're using. Okay. Insane. So, cool. So now Israel can go ahead and murder as many journalists as they want. It's not going to be effective. I'm going to go grab my chocolate croissant. I'll be back in 15 seconds. Breaking news. All right. Pain au chocolat secured. I'm gonna keep it like this for a second. We're gonna be talking about Lebanon, okay? I'm gonna play, I'm gonna eat, okay, so I don't waste a lot of time. So Lebanon and Israel have signed an agreement after a 5th round of talks. Lebanon and Israel have signed a 14 or 15 point agreement. We're going to go over all the points together. I'm gonna read every single one. It's a 14-point agreement signed in Washington, D.C. by Lebanon and Israel to begin Israel's withdrawal of Lebanon slowly as long as the Lebanese military disarms Hezbollah. If they don't disarm Hezbollah and cause a civil war in the process, Israel stays in Lebanon. Great deal. Anyways, we're going to talk about the whole thing. It's fucking crazy. Embarrassing deal. Embarrassing for Lebanon. Let's watch this report by Al Jazeera.
United States of America that begins to put in place a framework for lasting peace and security. And that's what these two nations deserve. The people of Lebanon have suffered tremendously now for decades as a result of outside interference in their affairs of countries.
Outside interference from the Israelis. You know, they're out there interfering all the time.
Trying to use the country as a launch pad for attacks. And this is not what the people of Lebanon want, and that's not what they deserve. What they deserve to have is what they once had, and of which there is recent history of, and that is a prosperous and peaceful country, a diverse country where people of different backgrounds were able to live and coexist side by side, and in many ways was the envy of the region and of the world. And
that's what we have. We live in peace side by side, essentially, my man. You know who doesn't want peace in the region? And again, Iran, Hezbollah, their hands aren't fully clean of this whole thing either. They have their own interests at hand. I'm not going to fucking sit here and like simp for Hezbollah, who's done a lot of damage in this country in many other ways and respects. But this is basically co-signing the genocide and the ethnic cleansing of the Shia population in Lebanon. The Lebanese government, right now, by agreeing to this, are co-signing the death of their own Lebanese people and leaving them high and dry and ready to fucking die.
And it will take a lot of work and some time to get back to that point. but we believe today is the first step in that journey. And the first step is sometimes the hardest step, but it's the one we're taking together today. Obviously, the people of Israel deserve to live in peace and security. The people of northern Israel in particular, who have been targeted repeatedly by terrorist attacks launched from the territory of Lebanon, but not by the Lebanese people, not by
The people of northern Israel should share their land with the Palestinians. Then we can talk about living in peace.
the Lebanese government, but by an outside actor who has sought to use that territory to target innocent civilians who have been unable to live in these places for a long time. Every time a siren goes off, you have to stop your schoolwork, you have to wake up, you have to stop going to work, and you have to run into a bunker or a basement and protect yourself. So as I said, today
I mean, it sounds a little bit annoying, but at least they have a bunker to run to. At least they survive. At least their buildings are left standing, because most of the time these rockets are hitting random rocks.
I've told all the parties here today, it's the beginning of the beginning. There's a lot of work ahead. We don't in any way underestimate the difficulty of the task ahead, but we understand the importance of it, how vital it is, and we are honored to have played a part in bringing this together. I want to specifically recognize all of the representatives here from both sides. The ambassador from Lebanon to the United States is a phenomenal ambassador who I've known for a while, we even share a common background here in the United States, coming from we have a Florida ties, and so we're very grateful for all the work she's put in.
She probably has like a cousin from Florida. Listen, dude, I think the Lebanese government as well, I think they're just like starstruck, to be honest with you. They're just happy. They feel like, oh, look, we're invited to the White House. They want to talk to us. Marco Rubio is involved. Donald Trump talked about us. I swear to God, part of it is also just being like, let's go. Why not? We get a free trip to the States, do a diplomatic meeting. They just want to rub shoulders with these politicians. They want to feel like they're leaving behind a legacy where they're putting Lebanon on a secure path. All they've done is put us on the American and Israeli path. All they've done is, look at this guy. What the fuck? What's up with this dude right here? Why is he standing like that?
Obviously, Ambassador Leiter and his team and the work they've done here today, everyone, all the team that you see assembled here today, including the support we got from the Department of War in these conversations. Our ambassador to Lebanon has done a great job, and we're so honored he's here with us today. And our team here, led by Dan Holler, our counselor, our team here at the State Department, did a phenomenal job. If people want to see the value of professional diplomatic work and of diplomacy, that's what the team here has put together, and I'm very proud of what we've done here at this department in bringing this about. As I said, today is the first step. This first step sometimes is the hardest one, but it's an important one and the one we've taken together. And we're very grateful that this has come about and that the timing is such that all of you could cover it and report it back. And hopefully we'll have many more of these conversations and make real and tangible progress so that the people of both of these countries can be hopeful about their future, a future of peace, a future of prosperity, a future of mutual coexistence in a way that's beneficial to the men and women and children, including those not yet born, who deserve what all people deserve. And that
yes, the unborn children.
Is the right to live in their country without fear of harm, without fear of war, without fear of conflict. And that's what we hope to be able to facilitate and achieve. And today we've taken the first step in what will be a difficult journey, without a doubt, but an important and an essential and a necessary one. And we're very proud to be a part of it. Thank you for covering it. And now I think we will formalize what our conversations here have been about.
Oh, we got to watch them sign. I didn't watch
Thank
this.
you. On behalf of President Aoun and Prime Minister Salam, we would like to thank President Trump, Secretary Rubio, Councillor Holler, Ambassador Issa, and the U.S. government team for hosting and facilitating these historic talks in Washington, D.C. The trilateral framework we signed today is a first step on the road to restoring Lebanese sovereignty and territorial integrity, securing a permanent and final cessation of hostilities, enabling our people to go back to their land, and allowing all Lebanese to live in peace, security.
That's how it's being framed. By doing this, we are ensuring Lebanon's sovereignty. We're going to be at peace. We're going to be a sovereign nation. No nations flying over our airspace, using our country to commit any wars or any war crimes, etc. Sounds great. Look, I don't want Iran using Lebanon as a launch pad to pursue any of its interests. Leave us the fuck alone. Pursue your own interests. We'll pursue our own interests. But to also claim that this is the first step in order they're literally legitimizing Israel's occupation of Lebanon. They've literally signed a paper that says, hey, Israel, you're allowed to occupy Lebanon. Your occupation right now is completely, at least the way we see it, as far as the Lebanese and U.S. government see it, we think this is totally legal. We have agreed to this. We agree for you to stay in South Lebanon for as long as you need to. as long as we don't disarm Hezbollah, you are more than welcome to stay here. And if the Lebanese government, if the Lebanese military fails to disarm Hezbollah, guess what? Israel's staying. So this is now an Israeli occupation of South Lebanon that is fully sponsored, fully co-signed by the Lebanese government. We're going to read through the whole thing point by point. You can try to convince me otherwise that this is good for the country. Good fucking luck.
Prosperity. This was a long and difficult meeting. We are grateful to the hosts and to the two delegations for their cooperation during these talks. This milestone was made possible through the leadership of President Aoun, the tenacity of Prime Minister Salam, the resilience of Ambassador Karam, and the patriotism of the Lebanese armed forces. Thank you all so much.
Your Excellency,
your mic's off, dumbass.
Ambassadors, Mr. Secretary, I want to first express my appreciation to Secretary Rubio and his incredible team. Under his leadership, we've advanced President Trump's vision of peace and security, of peace through strength. We've advanced a
President Trump's vision for peace in the Middle East. I can't fucking believe that Donald Trump is the guy orchestrating so much of this. And Marco Rubio, again, the water bottle clip. He was never going to live that down. These fucking buffoons, these fucking clowns.
Historical and important process forward. I want to express my deepest appreciation to my colleagues, Dr. Dresden of the NSA, our foreign ministry personnel, our IDF officers, who worked alongside, together with me.
Haley D says, Rubio روح بلة البحر. Haley, guys, I want W's in the chat for Haley D for saying a quintessentially Lebanese expression. روح بلة البحر. That means go, basically go tile the ocean, which is impossible. You can't. So go spend your time trying to put tiles on the ocean, my man. Haley, bravo. Genuinely beautiful.
Under the leadership and guidance of Prime Minister Netanyahu and his team back in Jerusalem.
Another devil. Another demon. This deal was done by Donald Trump and Netanyahu. Lebanon is definitely going to benefit, Wallo.
I also want to thank Her Excellency, Ambassador Hamadi, for being a very tough negotiator. You and your team set an example for patriotism to your country. You fight like a lioness, Miss Ambassador. In my opening remarks 4 days ago.
Everyone just fucking kissing each other's fucking asses, dude. Yeah, you can be... Akida, you're going to be complimentary. She fought like a lioness. She gave you nothing. We have nothing. You gave us nothing, dude. You've basically... We signed a paper telling you can stay in Lebanon. You can kill whoever you want. You can murder whoever you want. We're not going to sue you. We literally signed a clause that says Lebanon is not going to sue Israel. Now we're in the future for any crimes committed on our land. And Israel won't sue us. Sue us for what? Folks, the IKC, IDF kills children, is in chat and just gifted 1 Do Not Worry membership. And it goes to Choki. Choki Nonas. IKC, thank you so much, you fucking psycho. Much love.
I express concern that this train was running off the tracks. That Iran and its proxies wanted a train wreck. Well, with a lot of hard work under your leadership, Dan, together with Secretary Rubio and his entire staff, indefatigable team, we've put the train back on the tracks, and it's running in the right direction. Final destination, peace between our two countries. Real peace.
Sophia Loves Monkey says that dude fought in the 1982 invasion of Lebanon. I think I do remember talking about that when they first announced the talks. Thank you for the great reminder, Sophia. And thank you for being a member.
Both countries will live in security, where Israel's and Lebanon's sovereignty will be respected, honored, and protected. In this performance-based trilateral framework agreement, Iran is out, Hezbollah is out, and the road to peace between Israel and Lebanon is in.
Hezbollah is not out, Khay. Hezbollah are still fighting. That's what they're trying to do, though. They're trying to weaken Hezbollah, and Hezbollah has been weakened. Make no mistake, they have been weakened. But as long as Israel stays in Lebanon, what do you think that does? That only strengthens Hezbollah. That only strengthens the people's support for Hezbollah. As long as Israel occupies the south, man, that's why the Lebanese government now wants to take away Hezbollah's weapons. Good luck taking away Hezbollah's weapons as long as the south is occupied. Good luck convincing the people of the south that, hey, the Lebanese government and the Israeli government have your best interests at heart. We care about you, not the people that have been fighting for you and dying for you for decades. We're the ones the ones that have abandoned you time and time again, and the government that has abandoned you is teaming up with the government that is killing you to save you once and for all, Shia population. That's what we're doing. Shake our hand. Shake us. You know the Shia population, the vast majority of them, think of this agreement? They're going to wipe their asses with this shit. They're going to wipe their asses with this shit. The Lebanese government just told Israel that its occupation of almost 100 border villages is now a legitimate occupation, and that at least 200,000 Lebanese people are not allowed to return to their own land. And they'll only be allowed to return once the Lebanese government has successfully disarmed Hezbollah. Woo! How? Who knows? What's the timetable? There is no timetable. That's the deal. And having the Lebanese army going face to face with Hezbollah, total risk for civil war.
This would not have been possible without the resilience of the people of Israel, and especially the residents of our northern Galilee, who have remained resolute in the face of Hezbollah terror. And last but not least, I want to thank the real heroes who have made this possible, the men and women of the IDF, who selflessly defend Israel, many of whom were given their lives in the battle against Iran and its proxies. I thank God for the privilege of representing the people of Israel and to sign this document on their behalf. This week's Torah portion, the Bible portion, in synagogues all across the world, tells of a false prophet by the name of Balaam, who came to curse, but ended up blessing. May we together turn the curses of war into blessings of peace. God bless Israel. May God bless Lebanon. May God bless the United States of America and all those.
The same God can't bless Lebanon and Israel. He's got to pick one. God's gonna have to pick one, my friend. Oh, not my friend, actually. You piece of shit. Sarah asks a good question. Says, "Do not worry, Pod. Sorry for disturbing you. You're not disturbing me, Sarah. When you go and visit your family in the U.S., what's the timing gonna be during your live streams? What's gonna happen to the live stream?" A pretty good question. For the most part, I'm probably gonna be streaming at around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. So here in Lebanon, it's gonna be at like 8 to 9 p.m. It's going to be a bit all over the place because I'm going to be, and it's half vacation, half I'm going to be streaming when I can, etc. I'm going to try to stream as often as I can, at least 4 or 5 times a week. I got to pay the bills. But generally, I'm going to wake up there, have breakfast, spend some time with the fam, maybe go to the gym, etc. So I prep for the show. So I assume not before 2 p.m. Eastern. That means between 8 to 10 p.m. Lebanon time is when I'm going to start streaming. That's how it's going to work out while I'm there. When I come back to Lebanon, I'm going to go back to streaming at 5 p.m. Sorry for all the, schedule changes. We're going to read point by point, okay? Here's the full... This is Nahad.net. I used to write movie reviews and do box office coverage. Actually, I only did... For Nahad.net, I used to write movie reviews for them. It didn't used to be paid. I just, I was like, hey, do you guys want someone to do movie reviews for your publication? They asked to see some of my work. They're like, all right, you can write some movie reviews for us. And I did. Can I still find any of my movie reviews? I doubt. I highly doubt them. I wouldn't want to find them. Anyways. This is Nahad.net. Full text of Lebanon-Israel Framework Agreement. I'm going to have to read this, folks. This is text heavy, but it's very important, okay? Below is the full text of the Israel-Lebanon Framework Agreement, brokered by the Trump administration as published by Axios journalist Barak Ravid. Trilateral framework between the United States of America, the State of Israel, and the Republic of Lebanon. The government of Israel and the government of Lebanon, with the full support of the United States under President Donald J. Trump, affirm their shared goal of achieving lasting peace and security. As reflected in this trilateral framework and through future agreements, the two countries declare their ambition to end conflict between them, ensure the sovereignty and security of both countries, and establish peaceful, neighborly relations between the two countries. Sounds nice, right? Let's dig a little deeper, point by point. Point number 1. Israel and Lebanon affirm the right of each state to exist in peace and their mutual desire to live in security as neighboring sovereign states. Israel and Lebanon hereby declare their intent to conclusively end the conflict, address its underlying causes. Well, the underlying causes are Israel's existence as a Jewish ethno-state. And the only way it was able to exist was by genocide, ethnic cleansing, mass evictions, a Nakba, continued killings, continued genocide. So the underlying cause is Israel. And it's also Israel invading Lebanon twice. Okay. So hereby declare their intent to conclusively end the conflict, address its underlying causes, and to therewith formally conclude any state of war between them. So I guess now they want Lebanon and Israel are no longer officially at war. For as long as I've been alive, Lebanon has technically been at war with Israel. Israel is an enemy state of Lebanon. If I travel to Israel and get an Israeli stamp on my passport, I'm not allowed back into the country. If I communicate with an Israeli person, I can be arrested for treason. Lebanese people and Israelis are not supposed to come into contact with each other. Now, if I live in the States and I'm a dual citizen and I meet an Israeli person there, different story. That's not how it works. But Lebanon and Israel have officially been at war, and they're enemy states to one another. This framework, reached after multiple rounds of direct negotiations between the parties, builds upon previous successful agreements and understandings and expresses a determination to make irreversible progress towards the comprehensive resolution of all issues between the two countries. Both countries affirm their intention to resolve these issues as sovereign states through direct bilateral negotiations with the mediation and support of the United States. That's point number one. This isn't the worst of the points, but still, this has to be done with the mediation of the United States. This is obviously horrible. The US and Israel are aligned on their goals in the region. They're also trying to say that this is only going to happen between the Lebanese government and the Israeli state. So they're cutting out Hezbollah. They're cutting out the leaders and the representatives of the Shia population, which is at least a third of the Lebanese population. And the Lebanese government doesn't do a very good job of representing the Shia population. I'm sorry, Nabi Habib is head of parliament. At this point, he's kind of abandoned Hezbollah. And again, I do want to say that not all Lebanese Shia support Hezbollah as well. Number two, the government of Israel and the government of Lebanon commit to a reciprocal, sequenced process with clear conditions whereby the Lebanese armed forces will restore effective sovereign authority over all Lebanese territory, pending the verified disarmament of the non-state armed groups and dismantlement of associated infrastructure, enabling the Israel Defense Forces to progressively redeploy out of the Lebanese territory. So as you guys know, Israel has now occupied at least 20% of Lebanon's land in the south. 20% of our land they're occupying. They're saying that the Israelis will withdraw, okay, pending the verified disarmament of non-state armed groups and dismantlement of associated infrastructure, enabling the IDF to progressively redeploy out of Lebanese territory. So the IDF is saying, we will leave. We will leave these Lebanese towns and villages and all this territory that we occupied, pending the Lebanese military successful disarmament of Hezbollah. So as long as the Lebanese military is able to successfully disarm Hezbollah, great, we leave. As long as Hezbollah is still armed, we stay. But the longer that Israel stays, the longer Hezbollah wants to be armed. You want to give Hezbollah a great little push to disarm? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. They might consider disarming. So the whole thing is an unwinnable an unwinnable loop, essentially. As Israel continues to occupy Lebanon, they are ensuring that Hezbollah is going to keep fighting Israel and to keep defending their land and trying to reclaim their land, because they're not going to trust the Lebanese government to go anywhere with this. As far as they're concerned, and as far as the Shia population is concerned, the Lebanese government is more than happy to sell out the south and to sell out the Shia population just for peace and a guarantee of peace with the Israelis and not having their Christian areas bombed. So Israel will only leave as soon as the Lebanese military can successfully disarm Hezbollah. And don't forget, that could lead to fucking civil war. That could lead to massive tensions in the country, within different political sects, within different political parties, between the Lebanese military and Lebanon and the world's most powerful militia, essentially. Guess what? The Lebanese military is no match for Hezbollah. They're no match for Hezbollah. From a training perspective, from a fighter perspective, Hezbollah's got endless rockets that the Lebanese military doesn't have. The Lebanese military doesn't even have jets because they're not allowed to have jets, because they're not allowed to be able to stand up to the Israeli military. The components of this process will be detailed in a security annex developed with the full support of the United States that will complement this framework. Now, the security annex, as far as I know, has not been released to the public, but a lot of experts, we're going to talk about it later. The framework will set out the requisite measures, security arrangements, and verification mechanisms to advance this process. Successful implementation of this framework will pave the way for a stable and peaceful relationship between the two countries and will enable the IDF to redeploy out of Lebanese territory. So we need to see the details of how this is exactly supposed to work. But so far, some details have leaked about this annex, etc. So again, the Israelis will only leave Lebanon as long as Hezbollah is disarmed. And guess what? The Lebanese military has been trying to disarm Hezbollah for years and years and years. They've not been able to. So right now, you're basically guaranteeing that Israel is going to remain in southern Lebanon for the indefinite future. Now, people are going to be like, well, blame Hezbollah. It's their fault for not disarming. Well, why aren't they disarming? Why would they not want to disarm? What do you know about Israel that makes you think, or that makes you wonder, hey, I wonder what Israel's been doing for the last few years that would make someone want to hold on to their weapons and wait to defend themselves against their aggression? Number 3, pursuant to the security annex and as part of the broader effort toward the Lebanese state's monopoly of arms and sovereign territorial control, the Lebanese armed forces will gradually assume full and effective security responsibility in pilot zones, which will serve as the mechanism for phased and verified redeployments of the IDF and the deployments of the LAF. 2 initial zones have been agreed to by the IDF and the LAF, and future pilot zones will also be agreed upon by mutual consent upon the confirmation of successful disarmament of non-state armed groups. So essentially, Israel is saying that we want to take the power away from Hezbollah and give the power back to the Lebanese military. So here we are. This is a zone that the Israelis have occupied. We're going to leave that area. We're going to let the Lebanese military come in, control the area, look around basically. Do you find any Hezbollah dudes? No? Great. Take control, set up a checkpoint. You hold this ground. Once the Israelis feel that the Lebanese military has successfully and effectively controlled and taken back an area, and there's no resistance presence there, then they'll leave. And then they want to do that gradually, right? Bit by bit. The Lebanese military moves into a section, control it, no Hezbollah, great, let's go to the other one. And this is all under the supervision and permission of the Israelis and Americans. Our good friends, folks, our good friends. Fwaish has been a member for 3 months. Thank you so much, Fwaish, for being a member for 3 months. Says the resistance is going to keep acting as if this deal doesn't exist. Iran will keep negotiating as if this deal did not happen either. That's what it's looking like right now. That's what it's looking like. Oh, I'm sorry, Lemon Mint Cat. I missed a super chat. Lemon Mint Cat sends a $2 dono. It says, may the gods curse every person in that room. May the gods hear you. May the gods hear you, Lemon Mint Cat. It's kind of a shit show. Okay. Upon the confirmation of successful disarmament of non-state armed groups and dismantlement of their infrastructure in these zones, the LAF will assume full and effective security responsibility in these zones. Internationally supported reconstruction efforts will begin. Ooh, the international community is going to help us pay for all the destruction. Thank you, guys. So, yeah. Once it's confirmed, like, okay, we're going to scan the area. No Hezbollah presence. Great. You get some money. Rebuild this town that the Israelis have razed to the ground. By the way, all this reconstruction, Israel's damage. They have destroyed the entire South. Israel did it. Internationally, okay, so once the army assumes effective responsibility in these zones, internationally supported reconstruction efforts will begin, and Lebanese civilians will be able to safely return to these areas under the exclusive control of Lebanese state authorities. The United States intends to work closely with both countries to verify and support this process. Point number 4. The government of Lebanon reaffirms its resolute and irreversible commitment to restoring and exercising full sovereignty over all its territory. It's an irreversible commitment, so it can, like, they'll now be able to also be like, hey, you didn't try hard enough to disarm Hezbollah. We're coming after you, motherfuckers. This was an irreversible commitment. So they're trying to lock us into this contract for life. That's it. You signed it. You owe us your allegiance for life. So the government of Lebanon reaffirms its resolute and irreversible commitment to restoring and exercising full sovereignty over all its territory. The government of Lebanon will rebuild the state's monopoly on the use of force, achieve the complete and verified disarmament of all non-state armed groups, and ensure that such groups will have no military or security role and no armed capabilities anywhere in Lebanon. The government of Lebanon herewith requests the support of international and particularly Arab partners under the leadership of the United States to achieve this outcome. So what do you mean you want the help of international, of the community and partners? You want to send your armies to Lebanon to fight Hezbollah? What's the plan? You want to arm our military so they're armed enough to fight Hezbollah in the streets and kill all of us in the process? What's the plan exactly? Like, it's impossible to imagine Lebanon without Hezbollah having some role to play here. You guys have like no idea how important Hezbollah is for a majority of the Shia population in Lebanon. This is insane. All this talk is fucking crazy because they're talking and they're not taking into account 1/3 of the Lebanese population. It's like you have 2/3. Let's make a deal. It's like, what about literally a fucking third of the fucking people? Point number 5. Sorry, I have a little sugar cube because I'm doing a lot of reading, so it's a lot of strain on the voice today. Number 5. The government of Israel stresses that its military actions in Lebanon are solely a consequence of the attacks, threat posed by, and hostile intent of non-state armed groups, particularly Hezbollah. Imagine writing that in a contract. Like, how insecure are you of your public image? How much do you know that the world doesn't trust your actions? That one of the clauses is, we swear we're only doing this because we've been attacked. We do not want your land. Blah, blah, blah. They have to fucking put a disclaimer. The government of Israel stresses that its military actions in Lebanon are solely a consequence of the attacks, threat posed by, and hostile intent of non-state armed groups, particularly Hezbollah. The government of Israel underscores that the termination of this threat through the disarmament and dismantlement of such groups in all of Lebanon and additional security arrangements to be agreed upon between the two countries will eliminate any future need for the IDF military action or presence in Lebanon. So basically, you know that resistance group that you guys have that was formed after 2 Israeli occupations of Lebanon? Let's forget that detail. So yeah, that resistance force that only exists because of us, we're now going to stay in your country unless you get rid of it by force. We're not leaving your country until that resistance force that was born out of a need for a Lebanese resistance, we are now going to stay in your country, occupy 20% of your land until you remove this resistance group by force that only exists because of us. Make it make sense. Israel exists. Israel creates Hezbollah. Israel demands that Hezbollah is removed or else Lebanon is destroyed. How does that fucking work? Exactly, Kamak. They're never going to leave. That's the point. They know this is an unsolvable situation. They know that they can't get rid of Hezbollah. They know that they can't disarm Hezbollah. They know that the Lebanese, Israel themselves can't disarm Hezbollah. Do you think the Lebanese government's going to be able to disarm Hezbollah? So what does that mean? It means Israel is never fucking leaving southern Lebanon. It means Israel is going to keep bombing the south. They're going to keep bombing Hezbollah targets. They're going to keep bombing Shia populations. They're going to keep bombing Shia civilian centers. And no one's going to tell them anything. And in fact, no one can tell them anything because it is co-signed by the Lebanese government. It is now A-OK, according to the Lebanese government, for Israel to do that. And we're not even allowed to sue them, as is stated in point 13, which we're going to get to. The government of Israel underscores the determination of this threat to the disarmament and dismantlement of such groups in all of Lebanon and additional security arrangements to be agreed upon between the two countries will eliminate any future need for IDF military or presence in Lebanon. Pursuant to the above, the government of Israel declares that it has no territorial ambitions in Lebanon. They have to fucking state it. Pursuant to the above, the government of Israel declares that it has no territorial ambitions in Lebanon. But they don't plan on leaving Lebanon until we get rid of Hezbollah. Well, getting rid of Hezbollah is practically impossible. So, do you or do you not have territorial ambitions when one of your stipulations to leave the country is basically undoable? So, while it's nice, oh, very cute there, but we have no territorial ambitions in Lebanon. Well, the fact that you want the Lebanese army to do the undoable, to disarm the world's most powerful resistance force, the resistance force that took out fucking ISIS, the resistance force that single-handedly stood toe-to-toe against the Israelis multiple times. You want the Lebanese military to take them out? You know that they stopped feeding the Lebanese military meat during like the economic crisis? The government budget to feed the military was nothing. They kept feeding them rice and beans. We got soldiers running on rice and beans. They're full of gas. They're going to spend their time farting on the battlefield. While the Hezbollah soldiers who got practice rounds in fighting the IDF and ISIS, who did the Lebanese military ever face? The Lebanese military gets their practice on like Lebanese protesters. That's how they get it, the training in. They beat protesters and fire their fucking tear gas on us. That's all the training they get. While Hezbollah's out there fucking taking out actual terrorists. So. Great. So yeah, thank you for saying you have no territorial ambitions in Lebanon. Great. Fact of the matter is you're currently occupying 20% of our land and you have no plans to leave anytime soon. So you can say we have no territorial ambitions in Lebanon. You're occupying 20% of my land. People aren't allowed to return to their homes. There is no clear timetable of when the fuck you're going to leave. So do you not have territorial ambitions in Lebanon? Once you start building little bases in that little buffer zone that you like to call, once you start building little, we'll just do a little thing here. Oh, well, the soldiers that are protecting this buffer zone need to sleep. Let's build a couple of bunkers over here. Let's build a little radio tower over here. Before you know it, there's Israeli infrastructure there. Before you know it, you're going to give that little settlement a name. Before you know it, this becomes Palestine again. Point number 6. The government of Lebanon, in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations and an exercise of its sovereign authority, reaffirms that its security forces hold exclusive responsibility for Lebanon's security and defense, and that the government of Lebanon holds the exclusive sovereign authority to make war and peace. So again, they're trying to strip the power away from Hezbollah. The Lebanese government decides who to bomb and when, who we attack. It's not Hezbollah. Hezbollah can't drag us into a war. If it's not approved by the Lebanese government, then it's not allowed to happen. Okay? Which, I mean, in theory, of course I support. In theory, of course I support that. Of course, Yana. Who wants... Oh, shit. This third party decided to start a war with a country. It's like, okay, no. But so we're in a unique position here in Lebanon where a resistance force was kind of necessary. In our case. The government of Lebanon rejects the claims of any state or non-state actor to use force on its behalf without its explicit authorization, and reiterates that any claim by any state or non-state actor to exercise a military security role is illegal per the decisions of the Lebanese government and contrary to Lebanese national interests. 7. The government of Lebanon and the government of Israel affirm that nothing in this framework prevents them from exercising their inherent right to defend themselves, as recognized in the Charter of the United Nations and consistent with applicable international law, reaffirming that no third party may exercise that right on their behalf. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't think that means any fucking thing. If the Lebanese government is getting attacked, if Lebanon is being attacked by Israel, and the Lebanese government refuses to do anything for any of their... By the way, I have to be careful how I criticize the Lebanese government here because I live in Lebanon. I can literally be imprisoned for saying the wrong thing. So I'm trying to be critical while as honest as I can be. So sometimes you have to read between the lines. What was I saying? The two countries affirm that they share an objective of secure. The government of Israel affirmed that nothing in this framework prevents them from exercising their inherent government as recognized. Yeah, so if the Lebanese government is sitting there and allowing another country to bomb it, for whatever reason, the Lebanese government wants to let it happen. If someone else decides to take up arms and defend their land because of the failure of their government to defend them, that is illegal? Who the fuck says that? Under whose authority is that legal? Any judge would throw this out. If the Lebanese government, if any government refuses to defend its own people, the people have a right to pick up arms and defend themselves, defend their land, defend their own lives. True, if the Lebanese government says, lay down your arms and die, the people are supposed to do that. I'm sorry. People are going to look out their own fucking interests, their own fucking land. It's my fucking front yard. I'm going to fucking defend that land. That's fucking insane. Nothing prevents us from exercising our right to defend ourselves, blah, blah, blah. But it's only us, only the government that is... No, I'm sorry, dude. If I'm being attacked, I have every right to defend myself, my land, my house, my building, my family. I'm not going to fucking wait for permission from the fucking government to defend myself, my family. Are you shitting me? The problem is that, like, none of this makes fucking sense. Like, even in a simple court of law, this wouldn't fucking stand. In any contract that you sign with someone, this is like bullshit. Brendan Wood says something beautiful in the chat. Says, some rights are sacred, not constitutional. Exactly. That's a sacred right. The right to self-defense, defending my land? Shoot the government? Hello, Mr. President? Can I shoot this trespasser? How does that work? Number 8. Oh, no, sorry, number 7. Number 7. The government of Lebanon and the government of Israel affirm that nothing in this framework prevents them from... Okay, so I already read that. Number 8. The two countries affirm that they share the objective of secure, rebuilt Lebanon under full Lebanese state sovereignty, in which no non-state armed groups poses a threat to Israel, Lebanon, or citizens of either country. Furthermore, the two countries recognize that the restoration of security in South Lebanon through the deployment of the Lebanese army, the safe return of its civilian population, and the security of Israel's northern communities are essential to long-term stability and peace. Okay, so they're saying that essentially we understand that the only way that there's going to be long-term peace is if that the people of southern Lebanon, the people of northern Israel can live in peace side by side, and that the Lebanese army is 100% controlling the south. And they share the objective of a rebuilt Lebanon. Why? Who's destroying Lebanon? They're going to say Iran and Hezbollah are destroying it. I'm sorry. It is Israeli and American rockets and drones and bombs and bunker busters that are aimed at our buildings. It is the Israelis and the Americans that are destroying our country. So they say we're going to rebuild Lebanon from the damage. It's like, motherfuckers, you fucking did this. You fucking killed 4,000 Lebanese people within just the last few months. And then they dangle international aid. The international community is going to rebuild your... You want to rebuild your land? You motherfuckers. You kill us and then you dangle rebuilding our land in our face. Mithy Eve, folks. Mithy Eve has just gifted 5 precious Do Not Worry memberships. Let's go. 5 gifted memberships. Mithy, thank you so much. That's so very kind, so very generous. W's in the chat for Mithy Eve, folks. Let's fucking go. That is way too kind. Wolfboy420, beautiful name. And Brandon Wood. Brendan Wood, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Awesome. Mickey, that is so kind. That is so generous. You guys are fucking awesome. We got 8 new members today. Lovely. So anyway, crazy talk here. Crazy speak. Number 9. And I'm sorry if this is taking too long. It's important to go through point by point. We have to read these, you know, and then we're going to read a whole bunch of reactions and stuff online, some more videos. But I got to read these in detail. Number 9. The government of Lebanon commits to a rigorous performance-based program to enable the capacity of the LAF, Lebanese Armed Forces, to assert full military and security control within Lebanon in accordance with security arrangements agreed upon within the framework of negotiations, and to implement the disarmament of all non-state armed groups and exercise effective authority across Lebanon. Okay, what? The government of Lebanon commits to a rigorous performance-based program. Okay, performance-based, so we're going to be tested. Hey, how many Hezbollah... militants did you push out of the village today? Eli? Huh? كم واحد شحط 12 يلا منيح. You get an A+. You kicked out 12 Hezbollah militants. يلا, you get an A. So we're going to have a performance-based program to enable the capacity of the Lebanese army to assert their full military and security control within Lebanon in accordance with security arrangements agreed upon within the framework of negotiations, and to implement the disarmament, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The government of Lebanon welcomes the readiness of the United States to support such efforts. Yes, we welcome the readiness of the United States, recognizing that any new U.S. assistance will be strictly conditioned on verifiable milestones, full transparency, demonstrated results, and ongoing oversight. Exactly. We need a spreadsheet, guys. We're going to make a spreadsheet to show the Americans. Keep track. Anytime a Lebanese soldier kicks out the Hezbollah guy, gets a sticker on the chest. You get a sticker. And we count. The guy with the most stickers gets the most points. The guy with the most points wins. That's how we do it. That's how we win. That's how we reestablish sovereignty. The government of Lebanon welcomes the readiness. This effort will enable the safe and orderly reestablishment of Lebanese sovereignty, also contributing to the broader stability and security of the entire Middle East. Do they think that just like writing this shit down is going to make a difference? Like, we wrote it on a piece of paper. Hezbollah has to abide now. They have to listen. When you're bombing someone's land and you're taking someone's land and you're killing their family, when you're killing their children, when you're killing their wife, their husband, their father, their sister, their uncle, their niece. There's revenge in the air. You think, but we wrote this agreement. You now have to stay out of your land until the army's like, motherfucker, you killed my wife. I am coming for you. Do you understand? You took my land. Their families are buried there. Ya khwat al-sharmuta. But we signed it in Washington, D.C., and Marco Rubio was there. Ya khayla ayr then Marco Rubio. You think they give a shit about Marco Rubio? K-Mac says this is so condescending. It is. They're treating us like we're children. And the U.S. and Israel are going to come and check our homework. Are you guys doing your homework? Did you guys do it? We're going to, you know, we're the supervisors. We're here to supervise you stupid Lebanese idiots. We can't count on you, so we're going to supervise you. Number 10, separately and simultaneously, the United States will rally international partners to actively support the government of Lebanon in rebuilding the country, repairing infrastructure, restoring the economy, and creating opportunities for prosperity. This is expected to include mobilizing substantial reconstruction and humanitarian assistance for Lebanon, economic recovery programs, and investment initiatives so that Lebanon can recover from years of conflict and provide a better future for all citizens. Bro, we did more as a community to provide assistance for the public than the Lebanese government. Can you fucking believe that? We did more as a community. You white Americans and Europeans, you randoms from all over the world, y'all are brown, y'all are Muslim, y'all are Christian, y'all are atheists, y'all are Buddhists, y'all are Jews, all y'all randos from all around the world, mixed races, mixed genders, sexual orientations. Did I say races, ages? Y'all came together for my country and did more for the people of my country than my own fucking government. And I will love you all forever. And I'll owe you forever. You generous bastards. You loving bastards. You guys are great. Polish Butcher sends a $5 dono. Thanks so much, Polish. Says, what other channel is covering this point by point? Like the stream to get this information in front of more eyeballs. Thank you, Polish. I thought you were asking, like, seriously, like, who's covering this? I was like, oh, I was trying to think. Who else is covering this? You mean no one is covering it? That's right. No one is covering this point by point, folks. Tune in to the Do Not Worry podcast for your greatest source for covering Lebanese news. The Polish, way too kind, way too generous. So, yeah, thank you. So, they're going to repair. After they destroy, they rebuild. That's the trick. You know? They pay for the bombs. They shoot the bombs. They kill us. They destroy our land. Then they promise to rebuild. Nice. 11. Lebanon and the United States commit to preventing funds from flowing to any entity, organization, or individual affiliated with non-state armed groups and to take available legal measures to proscribe the activity of any such entity, organization, or individual. The government of Lebanon explicitly commits to prevent reconstruction funds from flowing to non-state armed groups and connected entities. So no money to flow to Hezbollah? Yeah, I mean, isn't that has always been the law? How are you going to stop them? So if there's like a business that is owned by someone who was part of Hezbollah or someone who supports Hezbollah, you're going to close down their business now? Is that what we're doing? Lebanon and the United States commit to preventing funds from flowing to any entity, organization, or individual affiliated with non-state armed groups and to take available legal measures to proscribe the activity of such entity, organization, or individual. So now we're going after private individuals as well. The government of Lebanon or individual affiliated with non-state, so any person who's affiliated with them, to take available legal measures to prescribe the activity of such entity. So even if you're a private individual who has one of your friends happened to be Hezbollah at some point, you know, they're going to try to fuck you up. Marina sends a $2 donut, says, soda, 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 soda. It means revolution, folks. Revolution time. Y'all ready? Marina, thank you so much. WeChat is representing. Let's go, WeChat. Let's fucking go. Lat one up in my honor. Because it's illegal here in Lebanon, and we do not partake. La, 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 la. Number 12. We're almost at the crazy one, number 13. Number 12. Upon the signing of this framework, the two countries will work to establish working groups to draft the full comprehensive peace and security agreement. Moreover, to achieve the goals of the framework, the two governments will immediately establish complementary tracks of ongoing direct engagement, facilitated by the United States. The two governments commit to proceeding in good faith until a full... Okay, I'm sorry. I was tripping out. Upon the signing of this framework, the two countries will work to establish working groups to draft a full comprehensive peace and security. Okay, so after this, they want to do a full peace agreement. Beautiful. Moreover, to achieve the goals of the framework, the two governments will immediately establish complementary tracks of ongoing direct engagement facilitated by the United States. The two governments commit to proceeding in good faith until a full and lasting peace is achieved, bringing security, stability, and prosperity to the people of Israel and Lebanon. Now, number 13. This is fucking crazy. This is the most offensive, the most egregious point in this whole fucking thing. And I even made a tweet about it that like blew up. Buckle your seatbelt. This is fucking crazy. Basically, the Lebanese government has now signed a document saying that we will never sue Israel for any war crimes committed in the past, now, or in the future. Insane shit. Number 13. In line with their shared goals to establish stable and peaceful relations, Israel and Lebanon commit to take good faith measures that demonstrate positive intent, including the cessation of all hostile or adverse actions in international, political, or legal fora, and pledge to work towards the search for and return of remains and the release of detainees. Let me read that again. Israel and Lebanon commit to take good faith measures that demonstrate positive intent, including the cessation of all hostile or adverse actions in international, political, or legal fora. That means Lebanon is not allowed to pursue Israel for war crimes in a legal setting, in an international, like maybe the ICC or the ICJ. Lebanon has no right now to pursue Israelis for war crimes. Israelis can murder and slaughter Lebanese people. And hey, there's some goodwill. Hey, what's up? Good faith. We're friends now. We got shared goals. We want to destroy Hezbollah, right? So all those little innocent civilians that we kill by accident, those children, those little children, it's okay. Don't sue us. We won't sue you as well, you know? Isn't that fucking crazy? Yeah, people are saying, a man dude says this clause is clearly void under any common sense understanding of the law. Of course. But like, it's on paper now. Like, the Lebanese government has stated that they have no intention of going after the Israelis for anything. And this was also signed by what? Our Prime Minister, Nawaf Salam, who's part of the ICJ, who was the guy who was like, yeah, Israel, you committed a war crime. You're committing a genocide in Palestine. He's now like, yeah, Lebanon can't sue you ever for any war crime. Do whatever you want. I understand Lebanese people, some Lebanese people desperately want peace. Not peace with Israel, just peace. They just want their country to be peaceful. They don't want to be at the whims of Iran or Israel or the United States or anything. They just want peace, and I understand. But even the ones with the most generous interpretation of this fucking agreement, you have to admit that this is fucking insane. Even if you want peace at any cost, even if it means selling your country's dignity, even if it means selling off 1/3 of your population, the Shia population, even if it means, you want to fucking co-sign the annexation of the border towns and 200,000 people are permanently displaced, at least for 5 to 10 years until Hezbollah is disarmed. Are you okay with point 13? You can be a racist piece of shit who wants the Shia population in Lebanon to be fucking destroyed. Are you okay with point number 13? Where we're not allowed, the Lebanese government is not allowed to sue Israel for any war crimes in perpetuity. Khalas, that's it. Even if you're an extremist Christian who hates the Shia, you hate the Muslims. What if they accidentally kill a Christian? You think that's cool? That's cool with you? Hey. Insane to me. This to me, and you're going to see a lot of people online very heavily against. Ooh, is that the security annex? We might have had, okay, I think I found the tweet for the security annex. We got a scoop. Excuse me. Let me just show you my tweet, essentially, about the situation. I said, Article 13 of the agreement Lebanon signed with Israel forbids Lebanon from ever pursuing legal action against Israel for any and all war crimes committed against our people. This is betrayal of the highest order. And yeah, this is essentially the Lebanese government offering the Shia population, 1/3 of Lebanon's population, up to the Israelis on a silver platter. It's like, go ahead. We have co-signed your occupation of the South. We have co-signed all your war crimes. Do what you want in the South. kill as many people as you want in the south. Khalas, it's fine. You know, it's part of the plan. Hezbollah is the evil problem in the region. We've agreed to it. So go ahead and do what you want to do. It's over. We're not going to stand in your way. And by allowing Israel to do that, they're only going to embolden Hezbollah to want to fight even harder, which is only going to embolden Hezbollah supporters even more, which is only going to make everyone more entrenched and dig their heels in more. And Israel's going to remain in our land because the Lebanese government is never going to be able to get rid of Hezbollah at this rate. Never. So, it's insane. Okay, number 14. The two governments acknowledge the role of the United States in supporting their efforts to end decades of conflict and establish lasting stability and comprehensive peace between the two countries, and express their deep appreciation for the vision and leadership. I love that Trump had to add number 14. This whole thing is ass-licking Donald Trump. This whole thing. The two governments acknowledge the role of the United States in supporting their efforts to end decades of conflict and establish lasting stability and comprehensive peace between the two countries, and express their deep appreciation for the vision and leadership of President Trump. Signed at Washington, D.C. on the 26th of June, 2026 in 3 originals. Blah, blah, blah. Crazy shit. So just to give myself a break, let's watch a video real quick about the situation. Let me open up let me open up the rest of the links real quick, and we'll move to a couple of videos just to give you guys a break from listening to me reading. Crazy shit, though. Crazy shit, isn't it? But let's watch these two reports.
Let's take a look at where the...
Nour is live in Ramallah in the...
Southern Lebanon, a vague agreement raises questions about an Israeli withdrawal. Let's see.
Let's take a look at where the Israeli forces are in southern Lebanon. Israeli troops are occupying several pockets of the region, but they haven't successfully occupied all of that area. Israeli forces initially said they would take control of a stretch of southern Lebanon along the border. That zone is south of the Litani River from the Mediterranean coast to the northeastern border with Syria. Saad Majed joins us now. He is a professor of Middle Eastern Studies at the American University of Paris. He joins us from the French capital. Thanks so much for being with us, Professor. First of all, can you just, we've obviously heard a number of the issues here with this framework, but can you just give us your first impression of it, what you think it actually means or is going to change on the ground?
I think it will not change lots of things on the ground. On the one hand, Lebanon was under the American pressure. Rubio and Trump wanted to reach this agreement as soon as possible. And on the other, the Lebanese government wanted also to show that the Lebanese-Israeli track is fully independent from the American-Iranian track, because the state in Lebanon pretends that this is the way it can show that it has a sovereign decision. But at the same time, when we listen to Benjamin Netanyahu saying that Israel will not withdraw from the yellow line and it will keep its troops there until Hezbollah disarms, and then listening to your correspondent in Beirut, we just heard the drone all the time showing the violation of the Lebanese sovereignty. It will be difficult with all those elements to consider that there are signs of positive developments in the few coming weeks.
What did you make of the fact that the word withdrawal isn't...
By the way, Israel is still bombing Lebanon. They're still bombing South Lebanon. You go to Beirut, spend any amount of time there, you're going to hear drones buzzing all day. So they're celebrating the signature, and we're on the path to peace, and the government just did a good thing, and we're going to... Reality on the ground is still shit for a large portion of the Lebanese population. They still see war. They hear about bombs. They see displaced people in their cities. People have nowhere to go. So how are you going to disarm Hezbollah at a time where there is support for resistance?
Not in the text. Instead, it stipulates that Israeli forces will redeploy out of Lebanese territory. Does this even begin to go any way towards Israel ending its occupation of southern Lebanon?
Yeah, that's exactly also what is very ambiguous about the language used. They say that there is an annex that will not be made public, and that the question of the withdrawal will be mainly discussed later when the pilot zones.
So they don't plan on releasing that annex. So yeah, we're gonna have to hope for some fucking leaks.
The trial zones, let's say, when the army will deploy there, it will give a sign that Lebanon is restoring its sovereignty, imposing the control of the army over the land, and then Israel will gradually withdraw. But it's very difficult to see that happening while the Israeli army, the Israeli political elite are always confirming that they will keep an occupied zone, and they do connect that with a full disarmament of Hezbollah, which is a long process that requires Lebanese negotiations, internal negotiations, require definitely Iran to approve that, and require guarantees that if this is happening, Israel will commit to withdrawing and will commit to allowing the people of South Lebanon, the hundreds of thousands who were displaced and who lost their houses.
Sorry, 1.5 million people overall were displaced. Right now, I think it's going to be a total of 200,000 that won't be allowed to return based on where Israel plans on occupying, but they're still bombing the shit out of southern Lebanon. It's still not safe for people to return. People are still getting evacuation orders.
Were totally destroyed by Israel to return to the currently occupied zone. So there are lots of elements that will keep us waiting for more details, for more development, and for an evolution on the ground to see whether the U.S. Will put pressure on the Israelis to withdraw, to respect some of the commitments. But there is nothing mentioning a full withdrawal until today.
No, there certainly isn't. Thank you so much. We'll leave it there for the moment. We do appreciate your time. That is Ziad Majid, who is a professor of Middle Eastern Studies at the American University of Paris. Thanks for joining us.
I can't believe that 20% of my country is now occupied by the Israelis, and everyone's celebrating this. And you got Lebanese politicians. Congratulations on the Lebanese government for signing this deal. I'm like, you just signed away 20% of your land, man? Of our land. You don't fucking own this shit. Why do they get to decide? Here's another report. U.S. brokered Israel-Lebanon deal raises concerns over indefinite Israeli presence in South Lebanon.
Occupied West Bank. So, Nour, you've read this agreement. Walk us through what stands out to you. How is all this going to work?
Well, it's unclear how it will work, but what is clear is that Israel sees this as a historic political and security achievement, as the Israeli Minister of Defense just stated a few minutes ago. What stands out is that all the benchmarks, all the milestones that have been set out were for the Lebanese government. There is no time frame for withdrawal, nothing that Israel has to do or prove that it is willing to do. No end in sight to the displacement of tens of thousands of Lebanese from southern Lebanon.
Yeah, the burden is on the Lebanese government. Israel's got nothing to do. We're just going to sit by and wait and watch you guys disarm Hezbollah. Yeah, let's go. Go. It's like sending in a little boy to like get his baseball from like a Doberman training facility. Like, I don't know, man. It's like some guy who trains fucking killer dogs. Someone loses a ball. It's like, go get it. Go get the ball from the guard dogs. It's like, I'm just a little baby. I can't handle this. The little baby in this case being the Lebanese military. God bless them. They're great. They're courageous. They're loyal to their flag. The Lebanese army fought us. God bless. But like, they're not qualified to fight Hezbollah. So you have these like, hey, go. You're throwing them in the lion's den, man.
Lebanon. No talk about the ongoing demolition of Lebanese villages. So all in all, it allows...
Haley's asking, can someone explain exactly why Israel needs to withdraw slowly? Because they don't trust the Lebanese government and they don't trust the Lebanese military to be able to actually take over Hezbollah's territory. So they think that the only way they can do that is gradually, town by town. So basically, Israel withdraws one village, they leave one, Lebanese army moves in, controls this one town. So basically, they don't trust the Lebanese military to be able to do it all at once. So they're like, piece by piece. How about village by village? So Israel will withdraw one village, Lebanese army takes over, sets up base, sets up a checkpoint, establishes a presence. Then once they've done that, and they get approval from everyone, theoretically, then they can move into the second one. Now, why do the Israelis want that? It's just them spending more time on our land, them having more time to gather intelligence, build some kind of spyware infrastructure, whatever the fuck it is they want to do and they're up to. Build little settlements, build little bases. Well, we can't leave this place because we already built bunkers. What? But like, that's the idea that they're going to pitch, right? The only way for the Lebanese military to be able to take control of this is bit by bit, little by little. So we're going to help them by doing it one step at a time. So that's why it's a gradual withdrawal, essentially. That's the logic they're selling.
The Israeli army to stay indefinitely in southern Lebanon. And this is exactly what we heard from the Israeli Minister of Defense, who said that he's instructed the army to prepare for a long period of stay, indefinite almost, in southern Lebanon in what Israel is terming a buffer zone.
Okay, so there's a lot of burden being placed on the Lebanese government here. The U.S. Vice President, though, said Israel...
Yep, they're not leaving, bro. They're not leaving. That's the condition, and the Lebanese government has signed on to this. Israel, you're welcome to stay as long as we don't disarm Hezbollah. And now they're going to sit there and not disarm Hezbollah while Israel occupies our land. I can't believe I'm sharing my land right now with Israelis.
doesn't have any territorial ambitions in southern Lebanon, but I wonder if that lines up with what the Israeli government is saying as well.
Not exactly. The Israeli Minister of Defense, who also holds another portfolio within the Ministry of Defense, Bezalel Smotrich, now he has said that the only acceptable outcome for this war is for territorial gain for Israel, and that is the only language understood in the region. The Israeli Prime Minister himself referred to Israel's borders with its neighbors as the old borders. So Israel continues to flirt with that idea, to talk about expansion without actually declaring it as official policy because of expected backlash internationally. But certainly the fact that entire villages have disappeared has only encouraged voices within the government and outside the government. Settler groups already have blueprints for planned settlements inside southern Lebanon. So that dynamic continues to play out domestically in Israel. And with elections coming up, it's difficult to see how that would be challenged by anybody, especially in Netanyahu's right-wing camp.
Al Jazeera's Nour reporting from Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. Nour, it's important context.
This is crazy, man. The Lebanese government is now hand in hand, holding hands with Israel and America and calling Hezbollah the terrorists in the region. And they've handed 20% of Lebanon to Israel on a silver platter. Validated it by signing this fucking agreement, giving it credence and credibility, when in fact it can't fucking stand. Let's see some online reactions to what has been happening. So Mint Press News says, the Lebanese government has handed over the following villages to Israel under its normalization agreement. Lebanese citizens can no longer return to their homes and are experiencing a Nakba-like event if they are from, and these are all the villages that have been completely, people aren't allowed to return to these. Israel is going to remain there indefinitely until Hezbollah is disarmed, which is never. They're never going to disarm Hezbollah. So congratulations, Lebanese government. You just signed off 20% of our fucking land to the fucking genocidal Israelis. And these towns include Al-Bayada, Shama, Majd al-Zun, Al-Mansuri, Naura, Al-Mashab, Tir Harfa, Al-Jibbin, Shaheen, Al-Zahira, Yarin, Marwahin, Al-Bistan, Al-Tut, Al-Zallutiya, Al-Salhani, Hayt al-Shab, Ramya, Al-Kawzah, Dibel, Ain Ibn, Ramesh, Sarbin, Al-Tayri, Hanin, Rshaf, Yarun, Maroon Ras, Bint Jbel, and a whole much more, folks. A whole much more. If you're from these towns, you're shit out of luck. You can't go home. Well, when can I go back home, Anthony? Who knows? Whenever the Lebanese government successfully disarms the world's most powerful militia. Nicolas Sawaya says, I read the Lebanese-Israeli framework carefully. I break it down article by article below. Overall, just a terrible, shameful agreement, especially when the far better alternative of leaning into the US-Iran MOU was available, and we haven't seen the security annex yet, which I'm sure reflects even more sovereignty-enhancing measures for the Lebanese government. And then, so he breaks it down article by article. We read the whole thing. We don't need to be going over anyone's analysis. I just gave y'all a word for word, word by word analysis right here live. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, Nicolas Sawaya. I don't need you. Friend of the show, Rania Khalid says, Lebanese government has joined Israel and the US in declaring war on a massive segment of their population. This agreement cements Israeli occupation of Lebanese territory, which can only be undone through civil war in coordination with the US and Israel. That's true, by the way. You want to disarm Hezbollah? Let's go. Civil war. Shameful, treacherous, shocking are the words that come to mind. There is zero sovereignty here. The people who signed this seem to hate their country. I can't understand it any other way. Now, I'm going to be a little bit more charitable tonight. Part of me can understand what they were thinking. Well, we want to disassociate ourselves from any third country that is trying to have a stake in Lebanon. So if the Lebanese government aligns itself with Iran and the MOU, that means we still look like we're under Iran's control and we're siding with Hezbollah, which means we'll never have peace in the region because Iran will always fight Israel through Lebanon and through Hezbollah, etc., etc. So in their minds, I get what they're trying to do. Maybe, like, you know what, like, we just want to be independent. No Iran, but you just align, but to get away from Iran, you just signed a deal with Israel and the US. So how does that work? Now you are picking a side. You want to be truly independent? You don't fucking sign a deal with the Israelis. You go like, you know what, we're ignoring the Iranians and we're ignoring the Israelis. We're going to talk to the French. I don't know. Best you can't be like, we want to be neutral. We don't want to be anyone's fucking bitch anymore. So we're leaving the Iranians and we're signing with the Israelis. Like, what? If you thought yourself as Iran's bitch, you are now making yourself, you're putting yourself on a platter and being like, hey, Israel, US, can I be your bitch? We would rather be Israeli bitches than Iranian bitches. Okay, but just say that in the one. What is it with this pretext? You know? We just don't want to be aligned with Iran's interests anymore. So you want to align yourself with Israel's interests? That's better for you? What's happening? Another tweet from Rania says, it's incredible that the Lebanese government refused to use the leverage bestowed on them by Iran's insistence on a ceasefire and Israeli withdrawal from southern Lebanon. Instead, they chose to collaborate with the Americans and Israelis on Israel's terms to hand Marco Rubio a tool to undermine the US-Iran agreement. Netanyahu is bragging that this is a withdrawal from 2 areas he doesn't care about, and it allows Israel's occupation to continue. The Lebanese presidency is celebrating this as a win for sovereignty that will liberate Lebanese land, but he's given no details as to how. Hezbollah rejects it because it looks like total capitulation to Israel. This is a recipe for more Israeli aggression that could torpedo an end to the bigger US-Iran war. The Marco Rubio wing of the Trump administration manufactured the spoiler. Very dangerous, people. Chris says, I'd rather be a Lebanese bitch. Exactly. We would all rather be, at this point, Lebanese bitches, right? We don't want to have to pick. Don't make us pick between Iran and Israel. Because if you are forcing us to pick, and I've made my choice pretty clear on this show, you know? Let's go Iran, baby! Yeehaw! Best signing an agreement with the Israelis to frame them and the Americans as the saviors of Lebanon from our captors, Hezbollah. Smahul Nafia. No, thank you. No, thank you. Samsung's asking, can we be Japan's bitch? I'll take Japan. No, we shouldn't take anyone. You see, that's the problem with us Lebanese people. They're like, can we? I'd rather be this person's bitch. We need to be no one's bitch. We need to be no bitches. We need to be our own country. But we can't. We're too weak. We have to suckle on someone's teeth. Whose teeth do we suckle on? Stop it. Okay, we saw this. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says this about Lebanon.
The most important point is that Israel will remain in the security zone in southern Lebanon. This is a major achievement, and we will maintain our presence there as long as Hezbollah is not disarmed, as long as there is a threat to the states of Israel.
I thought I was going to say to the United States of Israel, which is true.
This is also a major blow to Iran. Iran has been trying to force us to withdraw from southern Lebanon through pressure. In effect, Israel, Lebanon, and the United States are telling them this is none of your business. You have no role in Lebanon.
Exactly. Again, instead of using the leverage, instead of using the big bad wolf Iran that has the Strait of Hormuz to hold leverage, that can actually bomb countries, that can actually cause some fucking damage, that's been causing havoc in the region, bombing all the fucking GCC countries for good reason. Instead of aligning yourselves with them and using their leverage and using their strength to be like, get the fuck out of our country or Iran's gonna fuck you up, the Lebanese government is so paranoid. They're so willing to be America and Israel's bitch. They'd rather be like, no, Iran, we got this. We're happy to give away 20% of our land because we don't want to associate with you anymore. So we're going to throw 1/3 of our population under the bus. We're going to give away 20% of our fucking land because we just want to seem like we're not tied to you. We're not your bitch, Iran. We're just going to go be Israel's bitch real quick. And that's a victory. Because to some Lebanese people, being associated with America and having Trump be like, I like Lebanon, to them, that's a victory. Fuck yeah, did you hear Trump likes Lebanon, Mount Lebanon? We are Christian here. You see the clubbing? That's all they fucking love, man. That's all they like here.
We're allowing the Lebanese army to begin deploying and taking control of the territory. We're implementing 2 pilot zones, both recommended by the IDF. One is entirely outside the security zone, south of the Litani River, and the other is north of the Litani. A small part of that lies within the expanded security zone that we secured over the past 2 weeks, and which the IDF has made clear it no longer needs.
So the only The only 2 pieces of land that the IDF is withdrawing from is 2 pieces of land that they haven't even fully occupied and that they don't even need. They're like, well, yeah, we don't fucking need these, you know, give them back. And then the mayors of those towns are like, yo, the IDF isn't even here. So those pilot zones they're talking about aren't even, there's no IDF presence here. There's no significant IDF presence. We're still in control of this place. So Israel is not leaving. They're not leaving. That's what's happening. They're staying. Sophia says, Iran put pressure on Israel to withdraw from Lebanon, but Lebanon President Joseph Aoun is allowing Israel to stay in Lebanon and stage a mock withdrawal from areas it did not control, claiming authority on the Lebanese army by allowing it in and putting a brake on Iran's pressure, while making the whole thing look like a concession to their lackey Joseph Aoun. This is a serious breach of the MOU. The US and Israel are setting the terms of the post-ceasefire. My question is, what does Iran intend to do? That is a good question, because I don't like Iran's silence, to be honest with you. You know, and I don't think Iran's going to do anything. I think Iran's just going to let this fucking happen. You want my honest opinion? Iran's not going to fucking do shit about this. I think Iran is washing their hands from this whole fucking situation. Like, you know what? We don't know what we're doing here. But Lebanon, you're on your own. I swear to God, I think the Iranians are gonna abandon this. It's like, okay, we're trying. The Lebanese government doesn't want to fucking help. We're gonna stop fucking trying.
Residents of the capital Beirut are considering what the agreement between their government and Israel could.
So many Lebanese skeptical. I'm gonna try to, you know, mix in some videos amongst all my talking, all my yapping. Sashi23 just gifted 5 Do Not Worry membership. Sashi, holy shit, thank you so much. Folks, we're at, how many new members today? We're at 13 new members. Holy fuck. Sashi, thank you so much. That is so very kind. Folks, W's in the chat for Sashi for being so incredible and so generous. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Let's go.
Residents of the capital Beirut are considering what the agreement between their government and Israel could mean for Lebanon and the relative lull in fighting it's experiencing. Skepticism is widespread here. People say they are used to raised hopes.
There is no peace, and there won't be a peace. This is just one more agreement, and I have witnessed many.
No agreement will stand without the...
That's going to be me in a few years, man. That's going to be me in 10 years.
Hopes.
We're now speaking to the 70-year-old podcast streamer from Lebanon. Sir, what do you believe of this latest agreement? It's not going to happen, man. This is literally going to be me. I'm already 30. I'm turning 36 this summer. I've lived through 3 wars with Israel. I'm 36. 3 wars I've lived through. 3. I'm 36 years old. I'm gonna look like this guy in 4 years. I'm gonna look like this at 40. God damn, man, I'm getting gray hairs and shit. This is what you look like in Lebanon. This guy's 42 actually. This is what happens. You get fucking fried. They deep fry you, man. Harley 4303 just gifted a membership. Harley, let's fucking go. Folks, we got 14 new memberships today. Harley, that is way too generous. Harley, thank you so much. W's in the chat for Harley, folks. You guys are way too kind, way too sweet.
There is no peace, and there won't be a peace. This is just one more agreement, and I have witnessed many.
No
agreement will stand without the approval of Hezbollah. It's up to the members of the resistance.
The Iran-backed armed group was not part of negotiations, and it has opposed direct talks between Lebanon and Israel.
The agreement only involves the transfer of 2 relatively small pieces of territory, one of which Israel says it doesn't want in any case. The prospect of further transfers is fraught with problems, all of it complicated by the opposition of Hezbollah.
K-Max says 3 wars is stressful. It is stressful. And I lived through the August 4th blast, numerous assassination attempts here in Lebanon. Not assassination attempts on me, but like explosions. Dude, a whole bunch of shit, man. And then you got people like fucking Guam being like, go to Lebanon, go to Gaza. It's like, you fucking idiots. You fucking idiots. The biggest emergency you've ever faced is Popeyes running out of the chicken sandwich. Like, you know what I mean? That's what Guam knows. That's the hardship she's known in her life. What do you mean you're out of the chicken sandwich?
The agreement was signed. Protesters turned out in the Shia-majority suburbs south of Beirut. Some senior Hezbollah figures have warned of the possibility of civil war. or widespread instability if the government tries to impose the agreement by force.
If we as Lebanese agree that Israel is our enemy, we must unite around one position: how to remove the occupation and the enemy presence on Lebanese soil.
The agreement with Beirut does not require Israel to withdraw its troops from the south. And as thousands more displaced Lebanese return to the region, the question of whether a permanent peace returns with them has yet to be answered. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera, Beirut.
It's crazy. Oh, shit. You guys are going crazy. What's happening here? Haley D has just gifted 5 Do Not Worry members. We got 5 new Do Not Warriors, and Samsung 404 just slammed another gifted. We got 6 new gifted just like that. Haley D, thank you so much for gifting 5. That is so fucking kind and awesome and generous. Holy fucking Samsung with a gifted as well. You guys are crazy. Samsung, thank you, sir. Haley, thank you. You guys are way too kind. We got 20 new members today. We're at 405. Holy shit. We're at 405 members. Okay, I'm gonna update this. I'm gonna update this. Dude, you guys are crazy, man. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna be screaming this shit out while I'm in the States. God, I'm so worried about. I'm gonna have no lighting. I'm gonna have nothing. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be streaming without the setup. Is gonna be a little fun adventure. We're gonna have a good time, bullshitting together. Okay, this video's done. Israel attacks Lebanon despite truce. That's from France 24.
Is a first step.
A framework agreement.
Trilateral framework we signed today is a first step.
A framework agreement was signed on Friday with Lebanon and Israel aiming to end hostilities between IDF and Iran-backed Hezbollah forces in the south of the country. Residents of Lebanon's southern port city of Sidon and displaced families from nearby villages voiced mixed reactions to Friday's agreement.
People just want to rest for good. I support the Lebanese authorities in this decision.
The agreement is a failure. It is imposed on the people of the south. 3/4 of the villages are gone.
One of the key points of the framework agreement is linking any Israel.
Dana, I just saw what you're talking about. Dana's asking Anthony, what do you think about the Crocs that I shared on the memes channel on Discord? They look hideous, Dana. These Crocs look hideous. Are these real or are these AI?
Israeli withdrawal to disarming Hezbollah. The Iran-backed group is not a party to the deal. One of its officials has warned of a civil war in Lebanon. A statement by Hezbollah chief Naim Qassem rejected the deal as a surrender of sovereignty.
Linking the Israeli withdrawal to the disarming of the resistance throughout all of Lebanon is a very dangerous proposal that crosses all red lines.
In Israel, Defense Minister Israel Katz says the important...
There's people in Lebanon that are celebrating this. There's people in Lebanon that are going to call me, oh, you're just a Hezbollah fanboy, Iran fanboy. You're just a fuck. It's like, no, bro, no. Do you not understand the absurdity of what just happened? We just gave away 20% of our land for the vague promise of, yeah, we'll try to disarm Hezbollah, and if we don't, you'll just stay here forever. And by the way, yeah, we're not allowed to sue you or take you to international court for any war crimes that you commit. What did Lebanon get out of this other than stating very loudly and very stupidly, like, we have nothing to do with Iran, we refuse Iran's help, and we want to deal with this on our own by fucking burying our heads in our fucking asses? What did we get out of this, you fucking idiots? And by idiots, I mean the people who are against this deal, of course. I would never say that about the government. This is the greatest Lebanese government that we've ever had in our lives. Mission to one of the best, okay? I do not want to go to prison. You know?
The principle in the agreement is no Israeli redeployment without Hezbollah's disarmament. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is hailing the deal as historic.
Look at all the land they have. So this is the yellow line. So this is all the Lebanese land that the Israelis just yanked from us. They just yanked this on live TV. And I think those two little areas, those little red zones, are the ones that they're leaving. But those are the ones that they never needed anyways, and they were never fully in. They never fully occupied those two pilot zones. But they're claiming that we were giving these back to be generous. And they're keeping all of this. This is fucking huge! Oh my fucking god, bro. This drives me fucking insane, man. I cannot look at this. Dude, I cannot look at this. Like, and I'm so OCD, like, I can't explain, like, if I'm playing a video game, that if there's like one place in the map that still has an enemy base, I want to go fuck them up. Looking at my own country and seeing how much they've fucking taken, these evil devils have taken, and they're gloating, and now they're like, the Lebanese government signed a deal making this legitimate. It's like, oh, genuinely a traitor government. This government is a traitor to its people. I'm joking, of course. I'm talking about Minecraft. This government's the best.
Within the understandings, the US and Lebanon recognized Israel's right to maintain a security zone inside Lebanon as long as it is necessary for our security. We will continue to hold it until Hezbollah and the terror organizations are disarmed, until there is no threat posed by Lebanon. I would like you to know this is a big blow for Iran and Hezbollah.
Meanwhile,
this is enraging. Enraging.
Fighting has continued. Lebanon State News Agency reported the smoke billowing here in southern Lebanon followed an Israeli strike.
Genuinely, I need strength from our boy Jim right now. Yeah, and Jim. What do we do, Jim? What would Jim D. Dukers do? Jim would fight. Jim would grab a rocket launcher. If I had a rocket launcher. And Jim, we need you. We need your guidance, my man. We need you. Haley says Jim would fight. That's what I believe too, Haley. Jim would fucking fight. Sarah is asking, how old are you when you were in Lebanon? Sarah, I was born here. No, sorry, I was born in America. I was born in the States. Then I moved back here and I was one-year-old little baby. Then I stayed here till I was 17. At 17, I left Lebanon and I went to the States to study in college. And then I worked there and then I came back here. And even when I was young, I would travel to the States to visit from time to time. But I lived in Lebanon from 1 to 17, essentially. Lebanese journalist Hassan Ilyak says, this is a security normalization agreement, an agreement of subordinate alliance under which Joseph Aoun becomes subordinate to Netanyahu, as well as to any future Israeli prime minister. In addition to establishing a joint security committee, granting the United States control over reconstruction, and effectively making the Israeli army the overseer of the Lebanese army to verify that it carries out its obligations, Joseph Aoun has also pledged not to pursue the Israeli entity for any crimes it has committed in the past or may commit in the future. Joseph Aoun, who is our president, has granted the Israeli entity legal immunity, shielding it from prosecution before any international institution, whether judicial or political. I was already aware of the general direction of this agreement, but this clause exceeded every expectation in its sheer disgrace. Could not agree more. Rida Fakhri. So yeah, so Rania was talking about, she was saying it's incredible how the Lebanese government refused to leverage Iran's leverage and you know, to try to get a better deal from the Israelis, etc. So this person is offering a bit of extra context, this Rida Fakhri, and shares this story. This exchange with the Lebanese forces minister speaks directly to this point, and the Lebanese forces are the extreme right-wing, pro-Israel politicians, essentially. So this is what one of them said. One of those right-wing Lebanese forces ministers, that's what they said. So Rida asked him, if the priority is ending the war and securing a real ceasefire, why not accept Iran's linkage of Lebanon to its negotiations with Washington? Kamal Shadi, who is the extremist right-wing Lebanese person, said, because I think that would be forfeiting our right to shape our own future, because that would be a failure on our part to hold on to the sovereignty of our country. And we know that our country is not strong enough today to do this by force. But these fucking idiots don't recognize that, okay, even if Iran is involved in your country, that it's not fully sovereign. What is your country when you involve Israel and the United States? To them, sovereignty associated with Israel, but not with Iran. So they would rather, again, they just want to be Israel and the US is lackey. They want to shed the Islamist image, and the Muslims, Shia, we don't want to do that anymore. We want to plant our flag with the Israelis and the Americans. Khalas, we want to be in the Trump family. Yves Gibran sends a super message, who's been a member for 9 months, by the way. Yves Gibran, thank you so much. Says, do you think that after Trump failed his meaningless war on Iran and made them stronger, a middle ground between Hezbollah and the government has become harder? Iran becoming stronger, they would be able to kind of be like, hey, listen, Lebanon, just fucking, like, just shut up and listen to us. But the problem is, the Christian wing of the government, I think, khalas, is just really, they've been wanting to just disassociate with Hezbollah. And again, I don't want to sound like, guys, Hezbollah, I know a lot of you guys aren't going to understand. And Hezbollah is also very bad for Lebanon. Hezbollah is a great resistance force. Hezbollah is also bad for Lebanon and many other aspects. And I have to repeat this. I am not a Hezbollah fanboy. I'm never going to blindly support Hezbollah. In Lebanon, you can't blindly support everyone. Because I have literally been beaten up or been almost beaten up by Hezbollah supporters and Hezbollah thugs that were sent out to quell protests in 2019. Hezbollah has turned its weapons and has threatened to turn its power against Lebanese people in the past. Again, the August 4th blast, the ammonium nitrate that blew up in the port was stored by Hezbollah. Hezbollah almost killed me. So they were 50-50 responsible for that. If the Israelis shot blew up the port, the ammonium nitrate that was stored there was Hezbollah's ammonium nitrate. So I'm not like 100% going to defend Hezbollah. Hezbollah should have much less of an influence on our country. Hezbollah should not be able to start firing rockets into another country and drag a whole country into war. Like, they should not be able to do that. The Lebanese government should retake a lot of power. But it's not like this. Not like this. Not under the supervision of the Israelis. Not under the supervision of the Americans. Because again, the whole thing is so complicated. You think I can break it down to you now? Why Hezbollah exists, why they're doing what they're doing, why the people of the South need them, why the people of the South trust Hezbollah. All that. I can talk about this forever and ever. And Dana Sufyan says, yeah, like many resistance groups, they're flawed with self-interest and power got to their heads. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hezbollah is not innocent of that. Hamas is not innocent of that. Every single resistance groups, there's fucking corruption. There's changing ideologies. There's this. It's very complicated. It's very complicated. And it would be so wrong of me to like overly simplify things. Well, Hezbollah is good at these people are bad. No. There's a lot of gray going around. It's such a difficult thing to fucking talk about it. But yeah. So, did I finish reading this? So she says, but you're offering Lebanon a genuine strategy. But are you offering Lebanon a genuine strategy for stability and sovereignty, or simply asking the Lebanese to accommodate a new regional order that is, let's be frank, being dictated by Washington and Tel Aviv? The Lebanese forces guy says, I don't see that at all. We need to be a normal state like any other state, with our own control over our own borders, over the control of our own destiny. But you're not doing that. You're giving the control of your destiny to the Israelis. You're giving the control of your destiny to the Americans. And their destiny does not align with your destiny. Their ambitions do not align with your ambitions. So, not going to happen. Craig Mokhibet says, it's no surprise that the U.S.-Israel axis tried to impose terms on Lebanon that violated sovereignty, legitimize the Israeli regime's unlawful and brutal occupation of the country, plant the seeds for a Lebanese civil war that Israel has been hoping for, and provide an excuse to violate the hard-won Iranian deal requiring Israeli withdrawal from Lebanon. We saw them use the same obscene script on Palestine with the so-called Board of Peace plan. What is surprising is that any Lebanese official would agree to such terms, even under duress, and yet here we are. But history recalls that the French resistance actually grew significantly after the Vichy regime was established, and that the Nazis were defeated. The Vichy regime was defeated, and French colonialism in Lebanon was defeated. Some politicians may have forgotten, but history remembers, the people remember, even the land remembers. And that is absolutely a logical statement right now. Now that the Lebanese government is capitulating with the enemy, agreeing to their framework, promising to be Israel and America's bitch, while 20% of Lebanon is occupied, and the Shia population, 1/3 of our population, is being bombed and murdered by the Israelis. Do you not think that will embolden the resistance? Do you not think that is going to make people more staunchly anti-Israel and more pro-Hezbollah at a time where you promised that Israel is not going to leave unless you disarm Hezbollah, the group that you are simultaneously making more popular. And I'm traveling. This is all happening, and I'm leaving the country. Like, what the fuck is going to happen when I come back in 20 days, to 25 days, 24 days? Fucking civil war? Is the airport going to be blown up? What is going to fucking happen when I come back here, man? Clusterfuck. Genuine insanity. James Zorbi says Israel killed 4,300 Lebanese people and laid waste to much of South Lebanon, demolishing 81 villages. It's an insult for the US to get the Lebanese to sign an agreement with Israel that ignores Lebanese loss and pain and threatens Lebanon's unity. Why must everything be on Israel's terms? Elijah Magnier says, breaking news, Hezbollah MP Hassan Fadlallah says, Hezbollah considers the Lebanese presidency and government illegal and unconstitutional. We shall not permit this unconstitutional institution to implement any deal on the ground. What do you think this means? This is a threat in many ways. This is kind of a threat. Hezbollah is like, listen, this government is illegal. It's unconstitutional. The deal they made is shit. Whatever they tried to implement on the ground, we're not going to stand for it. So that means Hezbollah is saying that they're going to stand and fight the Lebanese government if they intend to implement any of Israel or America's fucking plan. This is all planting the seeds for civil unrest, civil war, tension, fighting, infighting, which is what the Israelis want. Lebanese people are fighting amongst one another. We're weaker. Divide and conquer. Easier to occupy. Easier to conquer. We're kind of fucked. Sarah's asking, what is your mom's name, Anthony? My mom's name is Aline. Sarah, I know your mom's name. It's Ghada. Just in, Hezbollah says it will confront any attempt by the Lebanese government to implement its treacherous agreement with Israel. If the Lebanese government is willing to capitulate to Israel, Lebanon will fall into civil war. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? It's so weird, like, also just reading casually, like, oh, your country's going to fall into civil war, civil war, civil war. And it's hard for me to imagine because I know it's not going to be civil war like the way we imagine it. It's going to be a small number of Lebanese people that are armed to the teeth that are going to be fucking killing each other. But where is it going to happen? How's it going to happen? There's no appetite in Lebanon for a fucking civil war. There's no appetite for anything. People are fucking hungry and struggling to find work, and there's hyperinflation, and people can't keep up with expenses, and it's fucking hard, and there's war, and like, you know, civil war now? But maybe those are the conditions where civil wars can happen. I don't fucking know. I've never lived through a civil war. I was born right at the end of the Lebanese civil war. I never got my family experienced it and was traumatized by that shit. All of our parents, the boomer generation in Lebanon is mentally fucked, and they've passed on all their trauma onto us. And here we are. I'm living through my third war. Let's go. Javed Hassan says the Iran-US MOU was unambiguous. Israel must withdraw fully from southern Lebanon. No Lebanese concessions were required. Yet Lebanese authorities, undoubtedly under pressure from the US, have accepted arrangements that, in effect, legitimize an Israeli military occupation of southern Lebanon. It sets aside the MOU. Netanyahu is candid about what this means. The agreement, he says, is a blow to Iran, but he is wrong to say so. It's not a blow to Iran, but a blow to the MOU. Why did Beirut's puppet regime surrender? The Lebanese fails to offer any coherent answer. However, the Zionist occupation it enables will unravel. History shows those who line with occupying powers against their own people inevitably face a reckoning. Netanyahu's and American chicanery will prove short-lived. What was conceded in a back room will be overturned in battleground. Javed, do you plan on coming here to fight? Come in, everybody. It will be solved on the battleground. Who's going to fight? I don't want to fight. I don't want to be on a battleground. I don't want my country to be a battleground. I mean, it's so easy for people that live abroad to be like, the Lebanese must fight and die. It's like, you motherfucker. You want to come here and fight and die? You must fight for your freedom, you Lebanese, as I play PlayStation and the comfort of my American couch. It's like, come in, like Westerners being like, you should stand and fight. Yeah. It's like, again, stop. Your government is making all of this possible instead of asking us Arabs to fight and die. Because of your failures, How about you overturn your American fucking government? Stop funding Israel. Like, we have to fight and die because of your failures and you electing devils. Khalas ba. We can't. It's impossible. So again, sentiment online is just not fucking with us. Okay, here's Hussein of the South. Around 10,000 people have been killed in the fight against Zionists since 2023. That's here in Lebanon, the overwhelming majority of which were Shia from southern Lebanon. Today, the Lebanese authorities, led by President Aoun and PM Salam, have effectively told Zionists that they have the legitimacy to ethnically cleanse southern Lebanon and that the Lebanese army will act as a proxy force to execute U.S. Zionist plans. I have 100 other people saying this exact same thing in 100 other ways. You know? It's kind of nuts. Okay, so I have a scoop about the security annex. Let me move this here a little bit. Okay, I'm no longer able to see this post. Yes, I'm gonna have to close this. Lebanon's public prosecutor, Judge Ahmad Rami al-Hajj, has issued a judicial directive ordering state security agencies and internal forces to take immediate preemptive measures to suppress public rioting. So they want to stop the public from rioting in Lebanon because people aren't happy about this deal. This order comes in direct response to a wave of popular protests following the formalization of a security agreement between Lebanon and Israel, which comes on the heels of continued Israeli attacks on southern Lebanon. Yesterday, following the announcement of the US-backed accord, waves of protests took to the streets of Beirut, blocking primary artery leading to the Beirut International Airport. Oh my God, don't block me when I have to leave. So here's some footage, by the way, of the Lebanese army. The same army that pulled back in the south rather than face the enemy is now firing tear gas at its own people in the capital. Yeah, don't forget. The Lebanese government withdrew the Lebanese military from southern villages, allowing the Israelis to come in unchallenged, and now they're deploying them to fight Lebanese people. Isn't that crazy? There's another video, I think. There's Lebanese. Look at our army go, folks. Look at them go. Not against the IDF, against Lebanese people. Joseph, Jesus, says, the agreement Lebanon signed includes Israeli withdrawal from certain areas. The only problem is those areas that the IDF announced they're leaving are not even occupied, leading to municipal officials to announce they're not occupied. So the Israelis are like, listen, we're going to leave these two towns, okay, as a gift, as a sign of good faith, take them back. The problem is they weren't theirs to begin with. They're giving us towns that are still ours. The whole country's still ours, but they're like, the mayors, the municipal leaders are like, hey, oh, there was no Israeli presence here. They just said they gave this town back. This town has been ours since the beginning. So again, this whole thing is a joke. This whole thing is a fucking farce, and our Lebanese government embarrassingly fucking signed it. What an embarrassment. What an embarrassment. Elijah Magnier says, if you want to know whether the Israeli-US-Lebanese MOU is good for Lebanon, look at who is celebrating it. The United States and Israel call it a victory. That is enough to know it is disastrous for Lebanon. Of course, absolutely. And the only people celebrating, it in Lebanon are Zionists or extreme right-wing Lebanese forces, Kataib, pro-Israel, Islamophobes. Now, there's a whole article by Elijah Magnier. I'm sorry, I do not have the vocal cords to read all of this today. Oh my God. Oh, definitely not. But it's in. Oh, sheesh. I was going to read that. Oh my God. Nope. Sami Ismail, who is a Lebanese politician, he is the nephew of Bashir Ismail, who was a Lebanese Christian hero back in the day. He was killed in an assassination attempt. This is his nephew, Sami Ismail. His brother, Sami Ismail's brother, was also killed, Pierre, a few years ago, next to my house, actually, not that far away from my house. There's a big memorial for him. So he is from the right-wing extremist Christian angle, so he supports this. So he's a Lebanese guy that's like, yay, let's go, let's distance ourselves from the Iranians. He says, I used to be able to do a good impression of him. I express my congratulations to the President of the Republic, the Prime Minister, and the Lebanese. Okay, it's a bad one. I forgot how to do it. It says, I express my congratulations to the President of the Republic, Prime Minister, and the Lebanese negotiating delegation on this achievement accomplished by the Lebanese state. I also extend my thanks to the United States of America for sponsoring this process and supporting its success. The importance of this agreement lies in the fact that it has affirmed Lebanon's right to live in peace and establish a path toward achieving that goal. An impossible path that you can't fucking achieve. You've just given Israelis land, man. It is also enshrined what we have been calling for over the years, not in service of any particular party, but in service of Lebanon and its state, ending the war, securing a full Israeli withdrawal from Lebanese territory, obtaining Israel's official acknowledgement that it has no ambitions or claims in Lebanon. So you just want the official acknowledgement. Look, we obtained official acknowledgement that they have no ambitions or claims in Lebanon. While they occupy 20% of your country, look at their priorities, bro. They're not looking at what they're currently doing. They're currently occupying 20% of your land. They said they have no plans of leaving anytime soon until you complete an impossible task. But you're happy that they wrote on a piece of paper, they officially acknowledge that they have no ambitions or claims in Lebanon. Yalla ya Pierre. Pierre is his brother. R.I.P. Yalla ya Sami. How do you cash that check? Can you pay your rent with that acknowledgement that they have no ambitions or claims in Lebanon? What's up, bro? The Lebanese state has demonstrated that when it negotiates on behalf of Lebanon and from its legitimate position, it is capable of securing the interests of the Lebanese people. What interest, Khayi? What interest? What interest? They're taking our land, 20% of our land. They're killing people. We can't sue them. Ooh, Lemon Min Cat just gifted a $10 dono. Lemon Min Cat, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That is insane. That is so kind. Says, I'm hoping for everyone's safety. I am so angry to be Lebanese and American. I'm so ashamed to be human. I will try to donate as much as I can and keep screaming at my government. Free Lebanon, Lemon Min Cat. That is way too kind. I am Lebanese American. And I'm going to America. I'm going in the belly of the beast. In just a couple of days, and I'm going to be contributing financially to that country, contributing to their economy. Money that is going to go back to bombing my country, my people, us, me and you. And funding Israel's weapons as they invade my country. It's crazy. You're way too kind. Don't worry about no problem can be solved by donating. You know what I mean? Just fight the good fight. Fight the good fight, you know? And thank you so much. Very much. You know, your support here on this channel is crucial. So thank you so much. You're very fucking kind. You guys are being super awesome today. And always. Lemon Min Cat says, Loki's so mad my parents moved here. Don't blame them. Your parents, but you see what your parents were escaping, right? My dad did his best to send me to the States. And when I left the States and came back to Lebanon, just if I could show you the disappointment on his face, you know, you still wouldn't believe. He was like, I crushed his dreams. But he's like, I sent you away from here. I sent you away from all of this for you to go there and make a life for yourself. And here I am, fucking came back here. So it's tough. It's tough. So there are a lot of Lebanese people celebrating this. The right wing, the people that were celebrating Israelis bombing the Shia population are the same people celebrating this deal as some kind of great victory for Lebanon. How is it a victory for Lebanon? By legitimizing their occupation, by allowing them to kill and murder people with no answer. They already do it without having to answer to anyone. But now it's like, here, we give you our consent. Rape our land. Kill our people. Yalla, have fun. While we get rid of Hezbollah, which they can't fucking do. I don't know who the fuck their advisor was, but Ursula von der Leyen, who's the president of the EU Commission, says, I welcome the agreement between Israel and Lebanon. This is a critical step away from escalation because there can be no peace in the Middle East with Lebanon in flames. It's still in flames, by the way, lady. 20% of the country is rubble. My thanks to the US for the mediation. Key next steps are the disarmament of non-state groups and preserving Lebanese sovereignty and territorial integrity. The EU stands ready to support this path to lasting regional stability, also with the continued delivery of much-needed humanitarian aid, with 100 million mobilized for the displaced. Hey, Rafiki, Ahmada. Lemon Mint Cat says, I can't blame them, but I'm also ashamed of my own ignorance of the homeland until I was 27. There's no shame. It's better late than never. I was so ignorant to the plight of the Palestinians. Like, I knew the basics, you know what I mean? But, like, I didn't really get involved until, like, my late 20s, you know? We're fighting programming. We're fighting a big system. We're part of a massive system that doesn't want you to care, that wants you to be distracted, that wants you to be consuming and doing and not paying attention to what's actually happening. So, Lemon Mint Cat, you're here. You're fighting. We all, no one doubts your, you know, your commitment. Anna Kasparian, getting a little spicy. Anna Kasparian sharing a picture of my president. This post says, Lebanese President Joseph Aoun says the framework agreement signed with Israel is a first step towards restoring Lebanon's sovereignty after the war between Israel and Hezbollah. Anna Kasparian shares a picture of my president and says, this man is a disgrace. Now, I can't publicly agree with Anna Kasparian because I could go to fucking prison. But I think that what my government did is fucking shameful. We have bent the knee to genocidal terrorists. We are now Israel's fucking bitch. We gain nothing from this. They gain everything. They get to keep 20% of our land, murder our people without any legal repercussions even. Nothing. No resistance. You've given them consent to rape you, basically, which, how does that make sense? I don't know, but you've given them consent to rape you and us and our land. You've consented them to violate us repeatedly for an undisclosed amount of time. Elon Levy says, monsters like Anna Kasparian want other people to fight her forever wars until Israel is destroyed. Israel and Lebanon prefer peace. Look, bro, we do prefer peace. We do not want to fight forever. I do not want Lebanon to be a pawn between Iran and America and Israel, and we're constantly, our lives are turned upside down. I just want to live in peace. I want my girlfriend to be able to live in peace. I want her business to be able to live in peace. I want me to have some kind of stability. I want people with jobs to have some kind of financial stability. I want every business owner in Lebanon to know that, like, hey, I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to still have my life. My kids aren't going to get fucking blown up in an explosion. I'm still going to have my house. I'm still going to have my land. No one wants war. No one wants a forever war. The Lebanese situation is such a fucking clusterfuck that is never going to end. Disarm Hezbollah. We're not going to disarm, so the loop continues. I want peace. But not like this. Not like this. We don't want to keep fighting the Israelis. I don't want normalization, but I don't want to keep fighting them because we're never going to stop them. We're not going to defeat Israel by having Hezbollah fire 10 rockets there. It's not. We don't want a forever war. We want our borders to be respected. We want our land to be respected. We want the Palestinians to stop being fucking genocided. But we're not going to be Israel's bitch. We're not going to make peace under your conditions. That is not how it fucking works. Here's another dumb take from Evan. The Lebanese government is making its first serious attempt in decades to make Lebanon an actual country instead of a militia launch pad. But of course, this is what the peasant-level response produces. That Dawn must be Zionist. Lebanon, Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, Syria, Turkey, Jordan, Egypt. The statesmen of each of these countries are uniting in the region for the first time since World War II. And we have our own people still looking to tear it into pieces. Take a wild guess. What do you think will happen to Israel when entire Muslim nations in the Middle East come together united on regional policy? My guy, no one's coming together. You think Lebanon, Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, Syria, Turkey are coming together for the first time since World War II? You dumb fuck. First of all, Saudi Arabia, Iran, not going to happen. They hate each other. UAE, Iran, not going to happen. They hate each other. Qatar, Kuwait, Adam against Iran. Syria, Lebanon, forget about that. Syria is contemplating fighting Hezbollah in Lebanon. What are you fucking talking about, man? This is insane. Sorry, I got a message. But yeah, holy whoa, KOJ just gifted 5 do not worry memberships. Let's fucking go. Holy shit. KOJ, thank you so much. That is so very kind, so fucking generous. We got 25 new members today. KOJ, thank you so much. W's in the chat, folks, for KO. Salutations for the generous support of the channel. That is so fucking kind. Congrats to No Nubix, Frankie Taylor, Irene Bertoni, Cherries 2900, and Emma on those gifted memberships. So this guy thinks that all Middle Eastern countries are going to team up to blow up Israel? Like, what the fuck, man? So I think, what's that? We got some, I just got to answer real quick. We have some leaks on the annex. Let me see this one. Okay, Scoop, Hiba Nasser. I have obtained the security annex that Lebanon and Israel have signed alongside the framework agreement after 4 days of negotiation. Security annex. Okay. This is long, but I can read it. I'll do it for you guys. Pilot zones designation. The parties will immediately designate and launch the initial pilot zone in the South Litani sector in an agreed-upon military planning process using a 4-step model: clearance, taking legal measures against all non-state armed personnel engaging in unauthorized activity, and destroy or render inoperable associated infrastructure, including but not limited to weapons caches, tunnels, and command centers by those non-state armed groups. 2. Verification of clearance of all non-state armed groups and their military infrastructure by mutually agreed upon third party. 3. Presence of highly qualified Lebanese armed forces that assume and maintain sole operational control to prevent any resurgence of non-state armed activity. 4. Lebanese state leads reconstruction efforts supported by international assistance. Okay, this is very similar to the agreement so far. Sarah, what is the surprise? Hopefully you'll find out tomorrow or while I'm in the States. And it's if I tell you, Sarah, it's not a surprise. You know what I'm saying? 2. Implementation and verification. The LEF will lead the implementation of this model with success measured by verifiable implementation of the disarmament and dismantling progress agreed upon with this negotiating network. Israel and Lebanon will establish the military. Okay. The cell will report the respective political authorities. Okay, we've read out. This is very similar. Security commitments. The LEF commits to take the necessary operational measures to ensure the disarmament of Hezbollah. Great. Sequence redeployment. Pending successful completion of an agreed upon and verifiable disarmament and dismantlement process, Israel commits to a phased, conditions-based progressive reduction and eventual redeployment. Desired outcomes as part of the broader effort relating to the disarmament. Lebanese state authority throughout Lebanon and ensure okay. Oversight and dispute. The parties with U.S. facilitation will conduct periodic reviews. Okay, blah, blah, blah. This is very similar to the agreement. The annexation thing is not all that different. So yeah, there's no timetable. There's no limit like, hey, we're gonna be out by 2 months. Give us 2 months. Let's no, it's like once you do this, we'll leave. So this could take 1 month, it could take 1 year, it could take 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. We don't know, right? And people that are pro-government and pro-Israel are going to be like, hey, well, I mean, listen, just trust them. Why do you not trust the Israelis? They said that they're going to test that out and do a pilot. Let's trust them. Let's believe them. Great. If you're a fucking idiot, if you saw what happened in fucking Palestine and you're like, let's trust the Israelis, hey, good on you. Enjoy that shit. Okay? Okay, I'm tired. Apparently, the president said if any Lebanese military leader disagrees with us, you can leave, etc., etc. I'm tired, folks. I'm doing this for 3 hours. We're going to take a break. I've been yapping a lot today. There was this video that I was going to watch, but I don't feel like it anymore. Let me add. We're at 410 members. Crazy, man. You guys are fucking nuts. You're not warriors. I hope this was, you know, kind of clear. I know Chris Kunzler, I didn't get time to watch Chris the last couple days, but I know Chris Kunzler covered this. Bless his heart. Our sweet little British man. We love him. So I'm so glad he talked about it. Just wanted to give you guys my perspective. I'm sure he had a very similar perspective. Fuck this. It fucking sucks. You know, that's our perspective. Yeah, it's a shit show. It's a shit show. Man with long last name says, suppose they did manage to disarm Hezbollah. Does anyone actually believe the Zionists would withdraw? No, that's the problem. No, how can you believe them? Right? Some people do believe them. Look, they put it in writing. They said it. Point 5 of the agreement. They have no territorial ambitions in Lebanon. Great. They'll always find a way. Oh, look, there's a Hezbollah thing here. Oh, look, there's a threat here. Oh, look, we think there's a threat. We're gonna stay here out of an abundance of caution. Is that cool? Haley sends a $5 dono and says, "It is so important that you're covering this from Lebanon. Your perspective is invaluable." Well, thank you so much, Haley. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping amplify our voice and for supporting us for so fucking long and being such a legend in this fucking community, Haley. So thank you. You know, you guys being here can make sure that I can keep fucking talking about this. If you guys find value in this, thank you. Because, you know, I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. Dana Sufyan has been a member for 12 months. Holy shit, Dana. That's so fucking kind and generous. Says, Anthony, please forgive me for asking this. My curiosity is itching so bad. But Jmayil himself wanted normalization, not peace. How is he a hero? Oh, he's not a hero. Jmayil is not at all a hero. For a lot of people, Bashir Jmayil was a hero. His dad. You mean? He wanted, yeah, Bashir Jmayil collaborated with the Israelis. Bashir Jmayil worked with the Mossad. Bashir Jmayil and the Lebanese forces, and I think Bashir Jmayil was technically part of the CATASTROPHIC back in the day. He was an Israeli collaborator. To many Lebanese people, he is a hero. He was a hero of Christians, and he fought for Christian rights, and he fought to like establish a strong Christian presence in Lebanon, etc., etc. That's why he was considered a hero. But yeah, people didn't give a fuck back then when he supported the Israelis, because Lebanese people, like the Christians, hated the PLO, the Palestinian, presence that was here. Was not popular amongst many Lebanese people, especially Lebanese Christians. So Bashir Jmayil was like a big voice against that. Oh, Andrea Jones 7193 just gifted 10 do not worry member. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for Andrea. Andrea, that's fucking insane, man. Holy shit, thank you so much for the support. Guys, we got to show a lot of love to Andrea. Andrea, by the way, who's a great follow on Twitter. Constantly killing it on Twitter. Arguing with the worst fucking people online. Calling bullshit out. Andrea, thank you so much for being. You're such a valuable member of this community. Thank you so much for the massive gifted here. That's crazy. We got 35 new members today. Holy shit. But yeah, it's kind of insane. So Andrea, holy shit, what a way to end the stream. What a way to end the stream with Andrea right there. Guys, you guys have been more than generous. Very much appreciate you. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys found the stream useful. I'm going to cut it up into chapters. I'll see if I can maybe drop a couple of these things as like separate clips or something. If this is a 3-hour stream, it might be a bit too much for someone to just tune in to know what's happening here. But it's crazy. We're not okay with it. 20% of our land is gone. Our government is capitulating to the Israelis. We don't know what to do. This needs to end. To everybody who was here today, thank you so much. Let me thank you again, all by name, including Andrea. Holy hell. Special thanks to Andrea Jones today. Dana also just sent the $5 super chat. It says, Beskaman, to be honest, as a Palestinian, I don't agree with the PLO being selfish and using Lebanon as a fighting ground. They acted in self-interest. Oh, I do agree with that as well. I don't think the PLO should have used Lebanon as a battleground, and they did. This is why the history in Lebanon is very complicated. There are people that I know and love whose parents like fought against the PLO and like were killing Palestinians in Lebanon here. Lebanon's history is very complicated. The PLO did sort of do some fucked up things here in Lebanon, and they didn't treat a country that like hosted them and tried to give them refuge with a lot of respect, but they also, it's very complicated. I mean, some Lebanese people were absolutely hateful towards the Palestinians. But that's why Bashir Jmayil was seen as a hero, essentially. He was like a Christian hero. He was this young, charismatic young guy who wanted to like fight for Christian rights and reestablish Christianity in Lebanon and all that. So like he's a hero in Ashrafiyya and very Christian areas in Lebanon. Bashir Jmayil is a fucking legend. You know what I'm saying? And people still talk and remember Bashir Jmayil, like his family, his son is very highly regarded. He's a deputy, he's a minister in Lebanon just because of his dad. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Dana, thank you so much for the generous donos. Andrea Joan for the 10 gifted. Insane, thank you so much. Haley D, Keo J, Lemon Mint Cat, Samsum, Harley, Sashi, Marina, Polish Pusher, Mithy Eve, Afwej, IDF Kills Children, Emma Mimosa, Polish Pusher. Also, Yves Gibran. All of you guys, thank you so fucking much for being here today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another live stream. I might try to build some. I might do 2 live streams tomorrow. I might try to build this, but I don't think I'll have time. I could have done a couple hours. I don't know if I have time tonight too. It's crazy. I would have loved to build this thing. This came out in June. I would have loved to build this in June. I just don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll do like a 5-hour build stream. Who knows? Love you guys. I'm gonna do the chapters. I'll see you tomorrow. Much love, and as always, do not